peaceful. Do not fear death. Do not seek to possess either goods or fiefs for your old age. Respect Buddha and the gods without counting on their help. You may abandon your body, but you must preserve your honor. Never stray from the way. This is the way for men who want to learn my strategy. Do not think dishonestly. The way is in training. Become acquainted with every art. Know the ways of all professions. Distinguish between gain and loss in worldly matters. Develop intuitive judgment and understanding for everything. Perceive those things which cannot be seen. Pay attention, even to trifles. Do nothing which is of no use. Be neither insufficiently spirited nor over-spirited. An elevated spirit is weak, and a low spirit is weak. Do not let the enemy see your spirit. Study strategy over the years and achieve the spirit of the warrior. Today is victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is your victory over lesser men. Even if you kill an enemy, if it is not based on what you have learned, it is not the true way. Both in fighting and in everyday life, you should be determined through calm. Meet the situation without tenseness, yet not recklessly. Your spirit settled, yet unbiased. Even when your spirit is calm, do not let your body relax. And when your body is relaxed, do not let your spirit slacken. With your spirit open and unconstricted, look at things from a high point of view. You must cultivate your wisdom and spirit. Polish your wisdom. Learn public justice. Distinguish between good and evil. Study the ways of different arts one by one. When you cannot be deceived by men, you will have realized the wisdom of strategy. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain. The ultimate aim of martial arts is not having to use them. If you wish to control others, you must first control yourself. All men are the same, except for their belief in their own selves, regardless of what others may think of them. If you do not control the enemy will control you. Perception is strong and sight weak. In strategy, It is important to see distant things as if they were close, and to take a distant view of close things. If you know the way broadly, you will see it in everything. The true science of martial arts means practicing them in such a way that they will be useful at any time, and to teach them in such a way that they will be useful in all things. A man cannot understand the art he is studying if he only looks for the end result without taking the time to delve deeply into the reasoning of the study.
Greetings, gentlemen.
Greetings. What's love, Paul?
So yeah, I just got back. I was out in the heat today, so I'm a little bit, a little bit out of it. Kind of.
You're a little sunburnt, my friend.
Yeah, and I'm half awake like Ian and the rest of these folks. So don't hold it against me. Good to see you here, Virgilio, Napalm. Anything that you want to start off with? We're not going too long tonight. I have another event that I have to attend with some folks around here. So we'll probably go to 6:30, if that. And then we're out of here. So abridged broadcast today. I always say that, but yeah, I got a hold to that today. So you guys got anything before we get into the breaking slave news? The rest of the 10 signs of a beta male, and Watson.
Love it, brother. I'm beat as well.
All right, well, I'm going to move forward with it then. So we got, you've been hearing about this. We all know about this. Migrants. Yes, everybody's favorite new subject. This is very important. Okay. Folks, 60,000 migrants are waiting at that wall. And they're coming right over as soon as this Title 42 goes away. Yep. As soon as that policy and code hits midnight, it's like Cinderella. This country goes back to being brown people. Instead of going back to, what was it, turned into a pumpkin and then went back? I don't know what it was. It's like America when we first found it, full of brown people. Okay, so it's going back that way. Hold on, my throat chakra's closing up. I think I'm ascending. I think I'm shedding my body. Hold on.
Of a new era at the southern border with the end of Title 42. Tens of thousands of migrants now getting the green light to cross into the U.S. without restrictions that had been in place for 3 years. Now, communities both near and far from the border are declaring states of emergency. Bill Melugin, live in Brownsville, Texas. How does it look this morning, Bill?
Well, Dana, I can tell you we were out here at midnight as Title 42 finally expired, though we never saw a large rush of migrants. Now it's daylight, and we are waiting to see what the day brings. Take a look at this video last night. We were with a group of 4 Republican senators as they received.
So, they were like every day, they're like, oh, my God, the migrants are waiting. They're coming in. They're coming in. Now they're like, hey, it's up. We haven't seen anything. And it's almost like they want them to come in. They're like, hey, guys, that 42 thing's up, and we're just kind of waiting to see who's going to run in. No, nobody? Anyone? All right. So, yeah, I mean, we were supposed to be scared of that. I was scared. Everyone else was scared. And now they're saying nothing. So what was all those videos then everyone collecting at the border? They're not using fake news videos again, are they? Oh, no, they wouldn't do that.
a tour of the area here in Brownsville from the Border Patrol Union. They took us down to the main crossing area where we have seen thousands of people crossing in recent days. That area has now effectively been sealed off by the Texas National Guard with all sorts of razor wire. And we were with all of these senators as Title 42 dropped at midnight. Again, we did not see a huge expected rush. What we did see was all the migrant camps across the river with all the migrants in them with campfires going and music playing from across the river. Here's what Senator Ted Cruz had to tell me.
There are 22,000 illegal immigrants right on the other side of Matamoros. They have fires going. They've had music going. They're partying because in a couple of hours, Title 42 is ending, and all 22,000 are going to invade this country. And Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be the last mile of the human trafficking network and take them to every city in America.
Now, again, that huge predicted rush has not yet materialized, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen at some point. There are still migrants, thousands of them in Mexico, who have been gathering there. This is what we saw last night. We sent a photographer over to Matamoros. Migrants looked like they wanted to cross, but this is what they saw across the river. Texas National Guard, barbed wire. They're on a megaphone telling them not to cross. We saw one guy get in the water and make an attempt, but it was essentially a standoff all night. You see one guy finally makes it over, but Texas has taken a new posture. They are blocking people and they are not letting people in, and the migrants were chanting. And again, we just did not see a large rush last night, but there is a possibility it's going to happen. Here's why. Take a look at this last piece of video. Migrant shelters across Mexican border cities are still completely at capacity with migrants who have shown up. There are tens of thousands of migrants in Mexico border cities who are still waiting. They're essentially in a holding pattern right now. Title 42 is gone, and now it appears these migrants are waiting, deciding what they want to do next. So we're just going to be keeping an eye out on that. And back out here live, a major decision taking place.
A person has a Louis Vuitton tent. See it? See, this is the problem, right? Like, this is part of what I talk about. Like, you guys can't be buying Louis Vuitton tents if you're homeless, okay? And maybe these folks aren't homeless. They're just actually rich Mexicans who went down to the border to do some kind of fun and games, some kind of scavenger hunt or something. I don't know what they're up to, but either way, yeah. Can we get O'Shea down there? I know O'Shea's been frequenting a lot of the migrant camps, living there. We need an on-the-ground correspondent. I got to know what this is. Are these rich Mexicans with Louis Vuitton? Are these poor homeless people with Louis Vuitton tents? I have to know.
Place last night. Late last night, a federal judge blocked the Biden administration.
What is that now? Had somebody saying that somebody's doing a panel with my name on it right now? Who is that exactly? Freedom from something?
Breaking news. We got some jumping the fence right now, Paul.
I can't even understand what you're saying, sir. Any idea what he was saying?
No idea.
Okay.
I think it was
from being.
All I was saying, because I've been to Mexico a couple of times. I'm pretty sure it was like off brand. If not off brand, it was just really cheap when they got it. That Gucci or Louis Vuitton tent. Because I see some Gucci, Louis Vuitton sandals, Mexican sandals, and they'd be really cheap over there in Mexico. So
that's an off-brand Louis Vuitton, made by a Mexican guy. All right, let me see how much more here I could take of this nonsense, these soap opera games, and then we'll move on.
Able to do their mass parole releases of migrants. A parole release means they do not get a court date. They are instead asked to turn themselves into ICE within 60 days. The Biden administration had argued in court and said, we need this policy. If we can't have it, we're going to have 45,000 people in custody by the...
See, Mexicans are smart, too. They think like me. So he just said they have X amount of days to turn themselves into ICE. There's going to be plenty of Mexicans out there who freeze themselves in one of those things that David Blaine was in and go, "Como, look, I turned myself into ice. I'm free now." They're going to do that. They're going to go into an ice block and they're going to say, "You said turn myself into ice and I'm good to go. So I did that." And then they're going to say, "No comprende, no sabe," when you try to tell them what the fuck you were saying. So, okay, let's see. Paul Unslaved. Someone's using my name. I've just been given the notice. I'm not seeing it. Let me see. Live. Nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing on live with my name in it. You're lying. Okay, liberty for all. Liberty for all. No idea what you're talking about. Nothing. Oh, 38 minutes ago. 12 views. Yeah, it's napalm, man. Like, this person's up here. The person who you're telling me about is up here with me right now. And he's not even saying anything. He's letting me search for him and not saying anything. Wow, this is... All right, let me
the end of the month, disease could spread because of overcapacity issues, and there would be, quote, catastrophic consequences. Well, the federal judge came back and said, nope, you can't do it. This is largely a problem of your own making. We'll send it back to you.
Bill, can we ask you, yesterday, Secretary Mayorkas said something that he has said repeatedly, but it took on, I think, additional significance.
All right, I'm done. I don't care. Your thoughts? I'm putting the link down. The panel's very light lately. Folks are scared to come up here is what I guess. Or, they don't like me anymore. Every so often, every few months, folks start hating me again. They go from really liking me to really hating me. We just do these cycles. So I think we're in one of those right now. Folks are tired of me. They're tired of my fucking brash behavior, my attitude, my verbosity. If that's a word. Just me constantly talking and yelling and screaming and insulting people. It's getting to be a lot at times. It's hard to love me. Heroin hamster. There we go. Heroin hamster. I knew it was only a matter of time before we got someone in here who has no life and purpose. Man, that was going so well. We got 18 minutes in. We got a whole 18 minutes in before someone with no life and purpose was just like this on the YouTube, like this on the live, just waiting for me to show up, man. You got to do something about that. So that's going to be the Smith person, I guess. Most likely. He's very upset and angry because I blocked him from StreamYard, and now he's got nothing else to do with his life. They're tired of an 8-hour loop, or you talk about being free and everyone's afraid of you, but then censor them trying to talk. Yeah, I don't care. See how easy that was? I don't care. You say it's an 8-hour loop every time, but every time you do this, do you see how this works? I can't get through one broadcast without you people coming in here telling me I'm looping and then not leaving. Names like Heroin Hamster. What was it like? Would your mother be happy with that? I didn't have a mama, okay? But you probably did. Would your mother be okay if I called her? Is she still alive? If I called her up and said, you were online calling me a heroin hamster and using my picture, would she be okay with that? Is what I want to know. Be honest. Probably not. Okay? Mrs. Smith, 6079, would probably not be happy with that. Virgil, your thoughts on the name Heroin Hamster?
I mean, he's just hating because, I mean, everything is patterns, naturally. So usually this pattern is on a good road while they're on a bad road, a bad pattern, a bad loop. So.
Because no one's afraid of you, Heroin Hamster. Okay, that's fine. I don't need anyone to be afraid of me. Can we just go our separate ways? It's like the chick just keeps showing up every day like, damn you Heroin Hamster. And I'm like, why are you out there again? Can we just go our separate ways? I get it. You don't like me. I'm fat. I'm a hamster. I'm in a trailer. I got it. I got all of it. We all got it. We could just go our separate ways now. You don't have to love me. Right? We don't have to do this. Oh, man. Sorry. I'm just admiring what's going on down there. Let's refocus. Here. So, and I brought up Bjorn Vandersloot like the other day out of nowhere. I don't know why that popped into my head. And then just yesterday, it was breaking news for the first time in like a decade. They say Joran Vandersloot's being brought back to be prosecuted apparently for that murder. So that was very weird that I just brought it up out of nowhere, and then a couple days later it was breaking news. But I didn't cover that. But we do have a woman who apparently killed 2 of her children. Very slow news day today. Not much going on, just the usual migrant rushing. So it's kind of dying down, not too much. So we'll wait on some more false flags, central banking games, and other stuff. But let's go to this. Where are we at here?
Found Lori Vallow guilty on all charges related to the murders of her 2 children. Prosecutors said Vallow killed her youngest kid, 7-year-old Joshua, and 16-year-old Tylee. The children disappeared back in September of 2019. Police found their bodies in June of 2020, buried on a property belonging to Vallow's new husband. NBC News correspondent Dana Griffin is tracking this story and trial for us. Dana, walk us through this verdict.
So as that verdict was being read, Vicky, Lori Vallow stood there and listened, showed no reaction. Again, she faced 6 counts, including 2 counts of first-degree murder, 3 counts of conspiracy to commit murder, including for Tammy Daybell, her husband Chad's former wife, and also grand theft for taking those Social Security checks that should have gone to her kids and knowing that they were dead. The jury deliberated yesterday for several hours.
So these slaves are so fucking pathetic. They kill the children and then cash the checks. Like that's the next level of well, I guess you got to keep it going, right? If you're not going to let everyone know they're dead, you got to keep cashing the checks. But I mean, I guess, well, you're in for a penny, in for a pound, right? If you're going to kill the children, you may as well cash the checks and keep the whole thing going. Yeah, pretty pathetic. Greetings, Mr. Hard Hat Person. We're just watching more slave news. Folks going out of their minds, killing their children and cashing their benefits checks. Anything for some more benefits and privileges, I always say. That's the American way.
For a dinner and went back to deliberating. So we thought that we would get a verdict late last night, but that did not happen. They deliberated for an additional 3 hours today. And as you mentioned, guilty on all charges. She faces life in prison for the deaths of her 2 children who vanished in September 2019. Tammy Daybell, Chad Daybell's wife, that's the man that Lori married just months after she died. She died, and then 2 weeks later, she married Chad. And then her kids went missing in September. They weren't reported missing until November by JJ's grandparents. Lori was arrested in February 2020, and her children's bodies were discovered in June, buried in Chad Daybell's backyard. We're seeing video of them in Hawaii. As the world was looking for her 2 children, she was off to Hawaii, seen in a bikini poolside. And that's what really created a lot of outrage in this case, is the fact that she never reported her kids.
Girl summer.
She claims that she, did not kill her kids. The judge made it clear that even if she was in on it or had her brother, Alex Cox, who was another key figure, he passed away, and Chad Daybell, even if they may have committed the murders, she is still being convicted on these deaths. Now, an interesting part about this whole thing is, prosecutors really pointed to her fringe religious beliefs, and they painted her as this doomsday cult mom who believed that her kids were zombies and had dark spirits, and believed that may have been why she eliminated them. But the prosecution painted a different picture. They said sex, money, and power was what this was all about. And here we are with
Isn't that always the way?
They have not set a sentencing date, but again, Lori Vallow Daybell faces life in prison for the deaths of her 2 young children. Back
all
to
right,
you.
Dana Griffin. Thank you, Dana.
Well, that's always the way, right? Just like all these folks, Provo Child, Drew the Beta Cup. The only reason they come on here is because they're lusting for sex, money, and power, and they haven't gotten any of the 3. So let's pray for them. Your thoughts, Mr. Hard Hat, and others on the demons convinced that there's other people who are demons, like their children and other people around them, so they have to kill them?
I don't know. I don't have too much comment on what they throw in the news. I mean, there's all sorts of races of people being horrible to their fucking kids and killing them. There's a saying, or at least I know a saying, you need a license to get a dog, right? You don't need a license to have a kid. There's people in Canada, because I think you get about $300 or $400 a month, and in a baby bonus or
These
something.
people are disgusting.
And they think, oh yeah, I can support a kid, right? And we had a crackhead we've tried to help out for years, and we ended up having to fire him last year. And we just found out he's had his third kid now that's going to be fatherless, and he's just it's 30 anyway. So yeah, I don't know. It's just that news. I always wondered, hey, why is the news always negative and stuff? And then learning these last years, and it's horrible shit, right? There's so much good even now today that we could be talking about in the news or whatever, right? But it's just shit, and a lot of it they don't even say. But there's a lot of cult stuff, a lot of kids getting killed, and a lot of fucking babies. And I kind of went, yeah. So it's you don't know what's involved in this case, right? But a couple innocent kids are killed. So,
hey, bro, I support pretty much at this point. If we could just run it right, I support licenses for everything. For slaves, not for me. I don't need any of that, but most people, they need that. So there should be some process to question these people, like to even be allowed to have children and use their genitals. I'm telling you, our best people are working on this, and this might be the way. For the longest time, I thought, oh, this New World Order thing is really bad. I'm starting to think maybe they might be onto something, Aaron and the rest of them. If we could just, control every aspect of these slaves, including their genitals and breeding, we might be out of this. Might be all over. If we do it in an unconditionally loving way with the right frequency. No?
I'm not too worried about it though, because Aaron, he was telling me there's some white hats in the military, and they're actually fucking coming up, and they're gonna support us and clean shit up. So I'm happy again.
Whatever. All I know how to do is be me and put one foot in front of the other and surrender the rest. Let's see here. So some white piece of garbage killed one of our angelic African Americans on a subway. And now he's going to jail pretty much forever. This was breaking news. I don't decide, I just report it.
This morning, the man who put Jordan Neely in this deadly chokehold on the New York subway is expected to surrender to authorities. 24-year-old Daniel Penny will be charged with second-degree manslaughter. If convicted, he could face up to 15 years in prison. In a statement last night, his attorney said Penny stepped in to protect himself and his fellow New Yorkers, saying Neely's death was unintended and unforeseen, adding Penny will be fully absolved of any wrongdoing. Neely's family insists Penny broke the law.
It needs to be made clear that there are consequences when a civilian takes a situation into their own hands and causes a fatality.
Police say Neely was harassing passengers and acting erratically on the train, but was not physically violent. Penny then placing Neely in a chokehold, other passengers helping to hold him down. He was later pronounced dead at the hospital. Neely was a Michael Jackson impersonator, and attorneys for his family say he was homeless and battled mental health issues since his mother's murder in 2007.
No justice!
His death setting off days of protests. The mayor urging people not to rush to judgment.
One thing we can say for sure, Jordan Neely did not deserve to die.
And later this morning, Neely's family is expected to speak publicly for the first time.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News.
Well, we didn't see what was going on there. That guy didn't look like he was too threatened. Looked like he just wanted to throw a chokehold on somebody and see what would happen. He kind of had that look in his eye as he was chewing gum, choking that guy out. It's just like another day. I'm just going to choke this guy out, chew some gum, and get this look in my eye like I just grabbed a gazelle, and now I'm going to get it by the neck. So, I don't know. I wasn't there. We weren't there. We don't know the details. Apparently, the man wasn't violent with anyone. So, big surprise. You're on a New York train and people are acting like crazy people. I don't know. Your thoughts, fellas, before we move on here? Hardhat didn't seem like he was too impressed. He doesn't really care. The guys like Hardhat, when African Americans get killed, it's just another day for him too, up there in Canada. It's no big deal. It's like George Floyd. Who gives a fuck? Am I right? You know, you, Lou, all the rest. I saw what you were doing back there. You angry, racist son of a bitch. You extremist.
I think when people are acting up and other people's lives are kind of fucking in danger because someone's fucking up. I mean, I was a fuck up at one time too, right? But we need more men in society to step up and you know, take control of fucking shitty situations, right? And that guy shouldn't have talked to the media afterward. I wouldn't say a fucking word about what I did. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, yeah, we don't know the situation, right? But they say they add in there, oh, he had mental health problems. Well, guess what? Fucking rights. I had mental health problems and I was able to work through them. But if I'm out harming someone, put me the fuck out.
Yeah,
right?
but they said
like,
he wasn't. They said that the allegation was he was being rude to people and whatever else. You can't put your hands on somebody because somebody's saying and doing shit you don't like.
Nope.
You know?
No, if he's just talking shit, fuck no. Right? If that's the case, no. But if he was, you know, we don't know the full story and we never do. And I don't trust anything that's coming from the media. But it's good to get the full story. But you're fucking right. If he's just talking shit, no, we all talk shit, right? But if he's
That guy had a
actually
look in
harming,
his eyes like he was a predator, man. If you go back and watch that video again, he looked like he was enjoying that shit. I don't like them white people who go do Muay Thai all day and think that they're cute and they enjoy getting into it with people so they could choke on them. Those are exactly the kind of white people that I carry. Got knives and guns and pepper spray and all types of shit like the police, right? Because you want to roll around at Muay Thai all day and got no other purpose in life, and then you want to start shit on the train and choke people out and look around like, hey, I'm the man. Yeah, I'm not into that.
well, I don't know. I don't trust anything that's coming from them. I mean, this last one a couple days ago, they're saying it's a white supremacist and the guy's a fucking Mexican gang member, right? So anything coming out of the media, you gotta, who knows what the fuck's up, right?
Yeah, in that video,
Like I said, bro,
he didn't look in fear for his life. He looked like he was chilling. Like,
yeah,
like
he had to look like he wanted to just choke someone that day. Like, hey, I've been, you know, really dying to choke somebody and try out these new moves. You know, listen, I met people like that. I meet them and because I'm big and sometimes I'll say what the fuck I think and feel, they, you know, they're quick to want to roll around because that's all they do. You know, with every morning of their day, they go and roll around with other men and figure out how to get each other all wrapped up and locked up, you know? So then, like, when they're practicing that all day, every day, they're wanting to use it. You know, they're like, well, you know, when can I actually put this into play? So, you know, I met people like that, and I don't appreciate it. If you're going to train, you need to train first with your mind and heart so that you avoid these conflicts and confrontations and speak to these people. You know, try talking to them first. Be loving and caring. Right? Nah, they're sitting there going, I'm going to be a hero today. And if this guy gets too close to somebody, I'm going to jump on him and choke him to death and look around like I'm the man. I don't know. Something about, again, I wasn't there. Something about the look in that guy's eye and the way he was looking seemed like he was enjoying it, you know? But whatever. New York City train, more slavery, big surprise. That's why I stay away from it as much as possible. So we got a New York Attorney General suing gun accessory manufacturer, claiming that it was part of a mass shooting. So we've now entered a world where you're going to sue McDonald's for how hot the coffee is, and you're going to sue an accessory maker for what someone did with a gun. So let's hear a little bit about this nonsense.
In a racially motivated act last
right.
May 14th,
There's the key word.
the confessed gunman has been sentenced to life in prison and could face the death penalty in the federal investigation. Our Michael Schwartz is live outside the Tops on Jefferson Avenue. Michael, the state is now suing a gun accessory manufacturer connected to the attack.
That's right, Taylor. New York State Attorney General Letitia James now suing Mean Arms LLC, accusing the Georgia-based company of making it easier for shooters to make their rifles more dangerous, like the shooter who caused horror behind me here on May 14th.
Yeah, it's like, Dick, I'm a grown man. I'm going to avoid rolling around with anybody for any reason. Like, I don't I don't get anything out of that, right? So I'm gonna avoid that at all costs. His kid tells me one day, he goes, I do Krav Maga. He goes, you want to spar with me? I said, yeah. You come near me and I'm gonna pepper spray you, and you show me how you Krav Maga your way out of that. Okay? I'm curious. I want to see how that works.
Suit specifically names the company's MA Lock. The gun accessory is marketed to lock a magazine onto a semi-automatic rifle. However, there are instructions on the back of the packaging on how to easily remove that lock, allowing someone to replace it with a magazine that holds more than 10 rounds, which is illegal in New York State. James says that's what the shooter did here in Buffalo, removing the MA lock at his home down in Broome County with a drill and transforming it into an illegal weapon with 30 rounds of ammunition.
This Buffalo shooter who purchased this AR-15 with this lock, and according to his own manifesto, he was able to remove the lock within minutes. And as I just stated, insert this high-capacity magazine. And so it's important that individuals understand what we are trying to do is to stop MEAN, MEAN arms from selling, from shipping, or distributing this lock to any individual or any company in the state of New York.
The gun used on May 14th was purchased legally in New York in the Binghamton area, but the shooter turned it into an illegal weapon by removing this lock made by MEAN Arms. The Attorney General says she will be here this weekend.
Yeah, so you forced all the New York slaves to not have what everyone else has everywhere else, and then when they undo it, you say they did something bad. No, you took the original gun and you altered it into a slave implement, right? Just like my father down there, he goes, buys this AR, and it's like fucking 10 rounds, and you got to like load it. Like, I don't even know what it is. Some nonsense. You can't even get to the magazine, can't take it out. You got to like, I don't know what the fuck they're up to. You'll have to load it like a BB gun. Yeah. So you undo that, and then you're a bad person. You folks are pathetic, and I don't know why you're still there, and I don't know why you don't get it. Why do I even focus on it? Right? Okay, just have your 10-rounder. Put your pistol. Well, they can't even get a pistol in New York nowadays. You can't even get one on New York, in New York, whatever. That woman, New York, the African American woman from Flavor Flav, yeah, in New York, inside of her, you can't get a pistol anymore. Pretty much, unless you're a cop slave. But, on California, if you get one, you just got to keep it in the locked purse. Yes, sir.
These people are disgusting. I think we should take all their guns.
Yeah, these people are disgusting. And they're stupid pieces of shit. Okay?
Yep. They don't deserve guns.
No, they really don't. That's why I say I'm totally for taking the guns from American citizens, United States citizens, and letting free men and women continue to do whatever the fuck they want and need to do, right? Like I said, in Arizona, Brian O'Shea can walk right in with his TaskRabbit funds and walk right out with a Cobra submachine gun, So no ID, no nothing. No background check, no nothing. Wow, that's scary. And yeah, it's going on all day, every day, and there's no problem. So maybe we just stop conflating all the arguments. Fucking flies got in here. I fucking hate this place for that reason. That's the only reason. I pretty much like everything else about where I'm at, but these fucking flies on Arizona, man, they're so annoying.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Hey, Paul, you can get those little, it's like a little bit of tape that goes down and it's super sticky.
Yeah. And then I wind up bumping into it and I'm the fly in the trap, right? Next thing you know, I'm walking around town with that thing hanging off my side. Yeah, I don't need that kind
or
of
sit there
drama.
with a swatter 24/7.
Yeah, but then I'm directly killing them, right? And then I got this karma deal. So I can play this game of, hey, if I put the sticky thing up and you fly into it, you did that. I didn't do that. If I hit him directly, I'm doing games like my Masters, right? That's how the Masters do it.
You can get like
Bait 'em.
eucalyptus or lemon balm, and that'll keep them away. A little
Oh,
plant.
here he goes. He's gonna have me squirting fruit juice around the house.
Yeah, just poison them.
Hey, bro, if you just rub cayenne pepper all around the door. Cayenne pepper. Next thing you know, I'm fucking sneezing all around this place. My eyes are burning. All right. So, what's up with the ratings lately? Ratings are down. Numbers are down. I had to edit the live stream from yesterday. I took that little piece with Andrew out of there. So if you didn't see the live stream from yesterday, I reloaded it under videos. I just edited it, like 30 seconds out of it, because, you know, Andrew tried to play little terms of service games to strike the channel. So I just edited it out and reposted it. In case folks were wondering and didn't see it. I don't know. But numbers.
So I must make a confession, Paul.
Yeah.
It was
Paul,
me that was trying to summon you to my stream earlier.
Right. Now, what would make you think that you'd be able to summon me from your stream? Somebody was going to get a hold of me somehow when nobody can?
You're 1, 2, maybe 3 times and it'd work.
I didn't hear him.
I sent you a letter.
Dude, you got all that money there and you can't buy equipment? This guy's got a whole fistful of money in this picture.
I love
What are
that
you saying
picture.
about sending me a letter now?
Yeah, I summoned you to my stream earlier. That's what the rumblings in the chat. So I must confess, I was just doing a bit and on bit, trying to get you to come up.
So you're exploring with the idea of shitting and hating on me like a lot of people before you? It's gonna
No
go into
way.
real. Just tell me
I
now. If it's
actually
gonna get
love
real,
it.
I don't mind. I'll even let you. Okay, I won't even get mad. If you're gonna
I just want to spread the word about, like, go check out the channel. So I always restream, and no, I'm not a hater.
Heroin
What's your-
Hamster says maybe ratings are down because you shit on a bunch of people. I had good, different, and interesting content. Not the same ball bags that are on every show. Okay. That's
Hey,
one
hey,
take.
Paul, you actually mentioned the other day, and I think you're bang on it about being seasonal. Like, I'm a seasonal spring to fall. Like, we're starting to get heavy, right? I think there's other people that are seasonal and they can't jump on and they're catching those episodes after. You know what I mean? If that's the case, man.
I accept that. I think it's just like DoorDash. When you do DoorDash, you see during certain seasons it kind of goes way up, and then other times it's just kind of like. So yeah, I don't deny that. Yeah, but maybe also it's just that I just shit on a whole bunch of people. You know, I am doing that from time to time. You know, how many times can I do that really before people who even like me start to go, this guy's so obnoxious and arrogant and egotistical and loops on his non-achievements? You know, I get it. Let me see.
Well, you got to keep it real, Paul. And then you got to ask, what is real?
Yeah, I mean, like I tell folks, I'm really more just triggering them while they're saying they're trying to trigger me. I've already triggered them because I've just most of my life not liked myself in my life. So now that I kind of like myself in my life and where it's all gotten to, I could just be like, okay, well, I like myself in my life. Now what? And then they're like, you know, they don't know really what to do with me. You know, I just get to like saying that and feeling that way and kind of fronting a little bit, putting on sometimes. And they don't like that. They're like, fuck, it really seems like he actually does like himself in his life, even though he's a heroin hamster in a trailer, as they say. I mean, I'm not a heroin well, I might be a hamster, but I don't do heroin anymore. It's been like 7 or 8 years. I don't plan on ever doing it again either. Or anything else other than reefer and maybe some mushrooms from time to time. But
right on.
So what else the rest of 10 signs that you might be a beta male. Yeah, this is good timing, I think, for these people. Some of these people down there, most of them are they got the right frequency today, like Aaron would say. You know, most of them, but a couple of them, the frequency's a little off. I gotta be honest. That's what I'm feeling. All right, let's finish up 10 signs, obvious signs of a fucking beta male. Yep. You listen close, Smith and the rest of you slaves.
Insecure, they're fidgety. They try too hard to be cool. You may catch them bragging about finances or shallow achievements. But beta personalities come alive on social media. In virtual environments, they can hide behind their keyboards, typing whatever they want to whoever they want. Many beta males find confidence in anonymity, even if they're nervous and quiet in real life. Now, in some cases, this is a good thing. Some beta personalities can show their true selves without the pressures of a social environment, but it's not always positive. Many beta males dedicate too much time and too much effort to their online personalities. They want the world to see them one way, but in person, they're someone completely different. Number 7. Foregoing leadership. Beta males avoid leadership roles. They're notoriously indecisive because they worry too much about making the wrong decisions. Unfortunately, they never develop the instincts of an assertive personality. Instead, they take the back seat. If you ask a beta male why he shies away from leadership roles, he may say something like, "Oh, it's too much pressure," or "I just don't have time." But these are excuses that he uses to avoid taking responsibility. He's afraid of making a mistake. Unlike alpha personalities, beta personalities measure their self-worth by their accomplishments. When they fail, they heavily criticize their own capabilities. They lose faith in themselves. They struggle to persevere through hardship, and they don't learn from their mistakes. These are essential leadership qualities. So if you know someone who avoids leadership goals, ask them why. If they can't give you a straight answer, you may know everything you need to know. Number 8. Proximity to alpha. Not every beta male is desperate for attention or respect. Some beta males are very confident in who they are. Even though they aren't natural leaders or courageous socialites, they have positive traits that make their personalities unique. The problems we've talked about so far exist because beta males deny their personality type. They're ashamed of who they are, so they try to become something they're not. It's that feeling of inferiority and disrespect that shapes a self-destructive beta personality. But what happens when a beta personality embraces their flaws? In the workplace, for example, you can recognize confident betas by their loyalty. Confident beta males act as partners and sidekicks to dominant personalities. They reinforce the authority of an assertive leader, and they typically benefit from this two-way relationship. While confident betas still shy away from risks, they aren't worried about being number one. They want to step out of the spotlight. They help assertive personalities instead of trying to become one. So if you're looking for a beta male, look at the alpha personalities you know. Most of the time, a strong alpha has a confident beta right by his side. Number 9. Romantic loyalty. Even though beta males struggle to attract romantic attention, confident betas can be great partners in relationships. When they're not motivated by insecurity, beta personalities are thoughtful and caring. They go out of their way to cater to their partners, and they pay close attention to their needs and moods. If you have a beta personality, lean into your strengths. You may not attract as much attention as alpha males, but millions of beta personalities maintain happy and long-lasting relationships. Unfortunately, many others become self-critical and insecure, creating the classic nice guy persona. To recognize a beta male in a relationship, look for a partner who gives more than they take. If they stay true to themselves, any beta male can build a strong relationship alongside a confident partner. Number 10. Negative commonality. Let's talk about one more positive moniker of a beta personality. Beta males are much less intimidating than alpha males. They don't make the same impression when they enter a room. They're less confident, they're less mysterious, but these negative qualities make beta males much more relatable as individuals. Well, just think of it this way. Many people admire dominant personalities for their confidence and self-esteem, but not everyone in the world is an alpha. In fact, most men have a beta personality. They're normal guys who struggle with the usual batch of hang-ups and insecurities. Yes, alphas have more success with women. Yes, they rise faster in the workplace, but beta personalities have more in common with the general population. They're relatable and approachable, and they're easier to understand. In our everyday lives, it's easier to be a beta male than an alpha male, especially if you're confident in your beta personality. Ultimately, that's the deal breaker. Whether you have a beta personality or an alpha personality, don't try to change the way you are. As a beta, it's okay to step out of the spotlight. It's okay to be unsure or afraid of making hard decisions, but you shouldn't let those weaknesses define you. Because you can achieve success in your own way.
Yeah.
Every personality.
By getting up under daddy. See what it said? Don't try to change the system and the program. You're a bunch of weak ass beta cuck meta bitches. Just get up under your daddy and sit next to me and do what's true and what's right, and we could go places. Even they're trying to tell you in a nice way. Cut it the fuck out. It's not working.
Type can find personal and professional satisfaction no matter how dominant or non-dominant you are. Hey, thank you for watching Top Think, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.
Your thoughts, expert panel, on the obvious dynamic going on here. I don't call myself an alpha. I'm not a chimpanzee. I'm obviously powerful, inspired, inspiring. I'm a mover. I'm a shaker. I'm a questioner. I stand for what's true and what's right. I sacrifice for the rest of these weak-ass, bitch-ass slaves. And that's why they're hating, because they know in their heart they're a bunch of beta boys. And when I say it, they feel it. I make them feel it. Your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I don't have any thoughts actually on that, Paul. I'm thinking back. We were talking about still this rating stuff, and I was kind of thinking you got to think of the big picture. You've been climbing, and you're always climbing, right? And I think when you look at this, I don't know what you're looking at, but this going little dips. Everything goes in dips and flows and ebbs, but it keeps going up, right? So I think maybe you're overanalyzing it. You got to think of the big picture. It's like there's times I look back 2 months from now, and it's like, So I mean, like I said, don't buddy. You've been climbing, and you're going. You keep doing whatever the fuck you're doing, and I mean, don't worry about this analytical bullshit.
Yeah, at the end of the day, bro, I may talk about it because it may come up, but I don't give much time, energy, attention to it. I'm a long game person. I just stay true to myself, where I come from, who I am now, where I'm going. I tighten up where I see that I could tighten up, but if not, I just do what I do, and I stay consistent. And if folks like it, great. If they don't, I guess that's the way it is. And if I see some significant changes, or folks who've been riding from the beginning start saying to me, you know, we don't really like how you are nowadays, and you're like this, and it doesn't seem like, you know, you're not the Paulie we once knew. You know, if I get that rap from Hard Hat or Cleveland or somebody who's been here from day one, or somebody even like Virgil who's new, right? You know, then I might look at that and I might give that some thought. But ultimately, I really don't give a fuck about what any of these people do or say. Like I said, this is a me versus me game, like I think it is for everybody. That's what life's about. You know who and what you are. You know where your heart is at. You know what your agenda is, one way or the other. You know what you stand for and don't. So all this other shit is extras. Your thoughts on that, gentlemen? We heard from the Hard Hat. You guys got anything? Anything popping up in your brain? Anything that is on your heart today? Anything maybe you want to talk about? Questions, answers?
Yeah, I think that's true. I think we all got to evaluate our own weaknesses and shore them up as men. Otherwise, we're not doing our due diligence.
I just want to know why it's not okay to refer to me as a heroin hamster. That's not okay. Right?
Oh, my God.
Hold on a second. Yeah, that's just not okay. Here.
This is my safe space. Please respect it.
I asked nicely. This is my safe space. Please respect it. Pictures of me and named like heroin hamster. I'm not really into that. Okay. You know what? Let's refocus again, because this might be what's really going on here. Oh, wow. Talcott's thing just went off my ear. Hold on. Talcott's live. I hear his intro. The boxers. Oh, the whole deal. Yeah, he's live. African American man praying, boxer. Whoa.
Hey, greetings, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. This is Jack Talcott. It is
okay. So you think I can take over there and show them the rest?
I want to
of the
thank
clips on
those
his broadcast?
who've already shown up. Some familiar names: Freedom Grower, Austin.
I should go over and say
Jessica
Talcott. I was going to
James,
finish up on mine with a couple
Epic,
articles and Watson.
Eric Lieberman,
Can I run them on your
Moose,
broadcast with you from backstage and then
guess.
accidentally put in the skid mark
Chuck in
video
Tennessee,
and go
I'm
Talcott?
sure
I didn't actually
Hopefully
mean
I
to do
didn't
that.
miss
I don't know how that got in there.
But
Oh,
I
man.
reviewed a couple of
See,
the
I'm a mischievous
more
person, and
recent
then 10 people
streams,
just left because
and
they're either going to
I
watch
went back
Talcott
and
instead of
tried to pay
me,
some attention
or they're
to the
angry that I
chat.
even put Talcott on at all.
For those
I don't know which
who
one it is.
are
They're
familiar
leaving to
with
go
me,
see him, or they're leaving because I showed him.
I do my best, and I'm growing and learning and figuring it out.
Hold on, I'm
Where
gonna
I'm
get.
going with this is,
What do you
I
want to
saw
do,
some
Mr.
real
Hardhat?
support from people.
What are you into? I can't hear you, dummy.
Fuck it. I'm all fucking smoking hash here. I don't give a fuck. Whatever you want to do, Paul. Go over there and fucking bust his balls. But he's he's been pretty fucking sensitive lately, and really, he's kind of his balls have dropped, and he's like, he's kind of humorous. He's humorous with. So I don't know, like he may throw you out quick, but I've been thinking of breaking up with him actually. You know, I'm not too proud of his performance lately, and he says the Provo pig child, he took away his wrench and then he gave it back the next day. He's the biggest flip-flopper tailcott I've ever fucking seen. I always say his balls are getting bigger, but they're not. He's a flip-flopper fucking media whore.
Okay, so
Anyway.
so what's the plan then? I go over there, ask him if I can do some articles with him, accidentally throw the skid mark video in,
Coddling. Do a little coddling, Paul.
and then see if I can like backpedal my way out of that and see if he'll buy it.
Hey Paul, I've been working lots. What's a skid mark thing? I don't know this.
Oh,
What's
come on, bro. All right, you don't know this one? How did you see? This is the thing.
I
This
don't
one,
know.
I thought I'm showing this video too much. I've shown it 3 or 4 times. This guy's
Yeah.
like here all the time. He says he doesn't even know what it is.
This is a legend, though, Paul. So
Yeah, I did it the other day. I went in there and I was having a regular conversation with him, and then he goes, "What?" He goes, "What's that?" Because I put something up in the back, and then it shows down there, and he puts it up, and I hit the button, and it's the video. He takes it down and throws me out, and gets that look on his face. He got
my
so
cheeks
pissed.
are sore, man. When
He got so pissed. I don't know why that's funny to me. Just to see Talcott get so mad over something so silly. But yeah, this is the video. I'll run it again. I thought I showed it too much. I don't know what the intro is. The annals of
the world's greatest.
Bro, that started playing like that. He goes, "What the fuck is that, Paul?"
Those who make excuses jump in. Yep, to make excuses, whatever way it is.
The new
I can watch
intro.
this- I can watch this every
so
day.
what was your
man.
excuse for having skid marks as a kid? Was it because you were too lazy to wipe, or was it because it was an actual like problem with your health? Because I can get over the problem with your health, but the laziness factor has kind of shown itself throughout your whole life.
For those who don't know, Moose keeps bringing up this skid mark because I shared a story from when I was a child. And when I was a child, I grew up in a very, very poor family where laundry and stuff like that wasn't a top priority. And so growing up as a child without all the benefits, there was a period I also had a case of undiagnosed but obvious worms within my intestines.
Worm caught.
And so
All right,
I had
that's
a
all you
lot
have
of
to say. It's
physical
okay, Jack.
challenges.
You don't have to get
Hey,
into
shut
it.
up
Like,
so I can
it's
answer your
medical.
fucking clown-ass question. So this story that you want to keep re-bringing up because I shared a momentary part of my fucking childhood, I was dealing with a lot of
dude, calm down, take a breath.
Challenges as a child, and yeah, I didn't wipe my ass well enough one day, and the kids in the locker room saw some evidence of skid mark. So I had to go through fucking 7th grade, I think it was, or 8th grade with that nickname. Thanks, asshole, for bringing this up into my adult realm like a fucking ignoramus with no purpose.
Here's the thing, Jack.
Jack's got to know this is hilarious.
When you were a young being who had skid marks, Moose is now a grown man who is, in fact, a skid mark on the underpants of society, if you will. Still true. All right, let's. I don't know. I don't know if I could do Talcott that way again today. And if I do, he's going to get really pissed, and he's going to throw me out for the rest of the broadcast. I don't think he's going to buy it. I don't think he's going to buy it was an accident.
My cheeks are sore, man.
My cheeks are tired when I'm done, man.
Man, my cheeks are tired after I'm done.
My jaw and my gut is tired after watching that. That was absolutely fucking hilarious, man. He's boy, he sure gets so hot-headed over the stupidest fucking shit, you know? Yeah. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I hear you.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I see you.
My whole screen is frozen. You guys can see me. I can't see nothing. Here we go. You know.
Yeah, we still see it, hear you.
I swear, man, I barely went to any porn sites on this laptop. And I didn't download anything.
Only once or twice.
Wow.
No, you're coming in 5x5 always here, so.
Yeah, you look good on my screen too. Oh, there we go.
How you doing? How's your day going, buddy?
Good. Just I didn't work today, so I was just chilling and doing some yard work, some gardening and stuff like that.
You plant a garden?
Well, not much of a garden, but more of I'm planting a lot of perennials, a lot of fruit trees, berry bushes, things that grow back every year. Focus on that first. Then maybe a little bit of annuals on the side, seasonal things like tomatoes, melons, watermelon, cucumbers, things like that.
What area of the country are you in?
Oh, Colorado Springs.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's up high. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in kind of Western Canada, a little bit in the interior, and we're finally in some fucking nice summer weather here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, look what's going on in Canada right now and everywhere else, okay? Wait till you see this. They're giving xylazine out to everybody, and it's turning people into straight zombies. And this is what the fuck's going on with Talcott and Provo Child and Drew and Cook Body Outline, of course, and all the rest of them. They're on xylazine, I suspect, and they're turned into fucking zombies, okay? Look at this. I think that might also be heroin. A little bit of, yeah. I've seen that before. I might have done that before at one point. No, yeah, I never did that. I've never done that. That's some new shit right there.
Those people are disgusting.
Sir, she's on xylazine. Oh, my God. That looks just like people from We Are Awake TV. That looks like that Jeebus Crisp guy. He's got that look to him. That looks like a Luma Tommy, actually, come to think of it. Is this Denver?
I thought that was Provo Child.
Yeah, they got xylazine in the water over there, man. Tell me that doesn't look like a Luma Tommy. The female version.
Can we get a positive ID on this one?
Yeah, that's what Cuck Body Outline was on the other day, too, I think. Ian. Hold on, we have a Axie's Rat Slave in the chat. Come on up, Axie's Rat Slave. Let's go. I don't know why you like all cap in my chat and try to influence my field. I'm right here, bro. Just come on up and let's talk. Let's talk about it. Tell me what I need to do about me. Greetings, Mr. Wizard. We're watching Xylazine Zombies. These folks will be voting in the next election, too. That guy just headbutted the window.
And it didn't phase him. You're going to do it again.
Oh, my God. This is demonic. I'm telling you, this is where we're at, people. These are the folks voting for Joe Biden, I suspect. They're headbutting windows. They're just fucking, oh, my God. This is shocking. Yeah, I'm glad I got out of it. I'm glad I got out of everywhere that looks like this.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
He looks like one of those Axie's Rap Blood cult members on Facebook, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of fucked up. I feel bad though. Like it's when people are dealing with addictions and shit. I mean, mine was alcohol, but I still got fucked up on other shit, right? And it's kind of, I don't know, our society's so fucked, and there's so many people that are just soulless, and you know, need a good fucking positive way out. So I mean, I don't know. I don't look too down on them.
I think that Axie's guy's on Xylazine. It's got that look to him. Illuma Tommy's definitely had some Xylazine in his bloodstream. Not currently, at some point.
Isn't this kind of the same as those bath salts or something that were going around that people were saying they were eating their flesh and shit? Like, I don't know, but just in the media a couple years ago, or no?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about it, man. I'm just saying, if you're getting drugs on the street nowadays, if you're getting drugs anywhere, really, you got a problem. You know, more than just a drug problem, because, you know, they're throwing fentanyl on everyone, throwing Xylazine on everyone. You know, again, it happened to me a couple times. I didn't overdose for 10 years when I was fucking with that shit, you know, and when you started to hear about it, you know, people started dropping like flies, and you don't even know you're overdosing. I don't even remember it. You know, you don't even know what the fuck happens. I guess you just nod out and go to sleep, and then next thing you know, you're being woken up by them people standing over you with that naloxone. But yeah, man, I mean, ultimately you could conjecture there's someone somewhere who wants to get rid of all the lowly slaves, and they view heroin addicts and drug addicts as the worst form of scum, and they want to get rid of them. So, you know, throw a little pinch of this, a little pinch of that in there, and next thing you know, you're pretty much doing genocide of a whole class of people who you don't want around anywhere. Axis Rap Blood, are you on Xylazine today? Sir?
No, I'm not on Xylazine today. I'm watching 3 channels attacking each other.
Who's attacking who now?
I'm watching 3 channels who are supposed to be positive reinforcement channels, and you guys are 3 of you acting like children against each other's channels and personalities. It's amazing.
I'm not doing that.
I'm watching 3 different channels right now.
What do you mean of you? Paul's not doing shit.
Yeah. And when you say you, it's a plural term. So you're talking about all of us. You better learn your life.
You
like that, you make
personally, Paul.
Everybody's going to come after you.
I give no shit if they come after me.
What exactly have I done that you could qualify as an attack on any other channel?
By demeaning their character, Paul. You demean your own character by demeaning others.
So because I comment on other people's presentment and their character, I'm demeaning their character, which is already probably demean. Demean really would just mean, well, I guess you could say of too, but lack of meaning. So these folks have lack of meaning in their life, so they've already demeaned themselves. You know, they're lacking in meaning and purpose in every way. So I don't see
that as positive, man. I don't see that as
everything in the world
progress any type of.
If your brother's sitting around, running around lying, and you don't tell him that he's lying, and he thinks he's telling the truth, is it not good to tell him that he is lying and inform him of the truth?
Well, that's claiming that you know the truth, when in actuality, nobody knows the truth about anything.
I'm talking about something that has simple reason and logic. Like, you can't take somebody's opinion and say, well, that's just your opinion, when in fact they have firsthand experience telling you they know. That's a different thing. You know, like when you go to somebody and offer them help, when they ask you for help and you tell them that bankruptcy is the solution and they say no, that's denying what is true. It is true for millions of people in this nation that file bankruptcy every year. So why is it not true for him? That's the difference.
Bro,
I understand that.
Bottom line is, you folks got to learn to discern in reality. Is it a coincidence that I don't do really anything other than focus on myself, what I present, what I understand, my life, make certain jokes here and there, and keep it moving? And 1 month after the next, 1 day after the next, 1 week after the next, the miscreants come out, watch my channel, have shit to say, want to interact with me, want to cause problems with me, and you act like I'm the one doing the attacking. I'm just in my lane doing what I do, and every fucking other day, someone comes up with a reason why I'm bad, and they have to interact with me and not go away. So you can't see the pattern here. You're like literally one of them, and you can't see the pattern that you're not only one of them, but you're blaming me for talking about other people who started.
I blame them too.
Hey, you know what I noticed? Rat Blood. I noticed that since I've been on this stream at the beginning, Paul hasn't said shit about shit. So you're up here looping about some other past motherfucking shit, right? So I don't know why you call yourself Rat. Anyone that would say Rat for a self-identity, you're Rat a fucking, you're a tool, buddy. So you came up here to cause shit. Go fuck yourself.
No, I come up here to identify the fact of why 3 channels that preach unity and elevation and conscious level and understanding are doing nothing but demeaning each other.
Bro, I don't preach unity. I don't preach anything. I talk about what I understand, and it's far from a unifying message to most people. That's why they don't like me, because it's unifying in truth, but truth is combative, and most people don't seek truth. That's why they're not free. So to tell me I preach unity, that's what they do. Spread, pound, come together. We got to come together to be real men and women. I don't do that. I haven't been doing that from the beginning. I've been unifying motherfuckers under an understanding, standing under principles, values, rights, what you call God, conscience. That's the unifying force. I'm not preaching unity as a me movement, as a leader of a movement. I'm not even leading a movement. I'm not part of a movement. I'm just me. I am that am. And I'm giving a perspective. So go talk to them about how they talk about tolerance. They talk about...
I have. I've been on 3 different channels today. As a matter of fact, I got 3 different channels up right now. And it's 3 channels of shit. total fucking shit, man.
And what
Go create your own, bro. Go create your own. Stop consuming.
I got my own.
Stop consuming content and go create it. I don't consume content.
I have. Did you see my channel, you dumbass?
Why are you cursing at me? I didn't curse at you. You just did exactly what I'm talking about. You're coming here talking about love and unity, and now you're calling me a dumbass. I didn't call you.
Well, don't attack me,
I didn't
man.
yell at you. I didn't attack you. Because you have hypersensibilities about words. You have a hypersensibility.
I got hypersensibility about the way I'm approached.
Then how did
and
he
you are approaching me very hostilely?
1 second, sir, please. You approached me. I didn't approach you ever. Every interaction we have is you approaching me.
That's the only way to talk to you, Paul. That's the only way for me to get an understanding of why 3 channels.
I don't wish to talk to you. And then when we do, I still love you and co-create with you. And you don't wish to do that either. So even if I go against my own wishes and do what I don't wish to do to get somewhere as a human being, we still can't do that because you folks are fucking clueless.
Let me ask you a question, Paul. And this is serious, man. I'm coming at you as a man. And a man.
Right. What else would we come at each other as?
Children-minded, pseudo-adults. You know, that's what I've seen. So that's what I correlate these things as. But as an adult, I have a channel, Paul. I put content up there. My channel is doing very well, okay? But I have attacked no one. I have demeaned no one. I have come at no one sideways. In my live chat,
you've attacked me multiple times from the chat, and you've demeaned me and you've threatened me. How could you say that? If you've done it with me, I know you've done it. Oh, you didn't do it from your channel. So you do it as a person everywhere you go, but you don't do it on your channel. Well, I guess then all's forgiven then, huh? You know, if I go around beating people,
you haven't taken into consideration.
And I come on here and say I'm loving, it's all good, right?
I'd like to know where he attacked.
You haven't taken into consideration that there's more substance to me than what you even know or give me credit for.
Well, that's what
you don't really know me. All I know of you is.
What makes you think, unless I'm your daddy, that I have to give any of you anything? My time, my attention, my energy, the credit. You give yourself credit. You get credit from that spirit, your conscience, whatever your self-process is. Why do you folks all need anything from or with me? It's really bizarre. Like, if you don't need anything from me,
Paul.
I just don't get it. I don't come to any of you going, you don't give me credit. I don't care.
Paul? Is that what he's saying?
I don't know what he's saying. I don't do any of this anywhere in my life. I don't even do it with my parents at this point or people I really love and care about. I just do my own thing and stay in my lane, and I just see results or I don't.
I have a quick question. Where did he go to school to come up with the standard of excellency that he's speaking of?
Well, and before we get to that question, I'd like him to answer my question first. Where did Paul just attack you? He mentioned something, and you went off about having your own site. He didn't attack you at all. You got butthurt, and then all of a sudden mentioned your site as if though that's the reason he attacked you. He didn't attack you at all. So please explain where he just attacked you.
He made an assumption about me without having evidence to back it.
What was that assumption, and why is that considered an attack?
I think it was the xylazine thing that set him off.
Well, how is that an attack?
I didn't come here to wage war. I come here for understanding.
Bro, let's be clear, right? This is what you cupcakes all do. You come here talking about love. You act like a bunch of angry bitches. Then you say, I ain't here to wage war. You couldn't wage war if you wanted to. So don't even talk about it. You couldn't if you wanted to.
Whoa.
I'll put all 100 of you in the room. Go ahead and wage war. I want to see what you come up with. I'm not impressed. I'm not
all we have to do is just
so don't bring up shit. It's like saying you're not going to come here and fuck my bitch. You couldn't if you wanted to, so don't bring it up. I'm tired of the ego bullshit. You folks are on a metaverse. You don't leave. You don't do shit. And then you talk about shit you've never been a part of. What war you been a part of, bro? In these streets, like you all say. Where you going to wage war? How? With what?
Quite a few. Quite a fucking few, Paul. You don't know a fucking thing about me, man.
Metaversal feuds?
That's just it. You come here looking for war. We're not looking for war. You are. You got plenty of people you're going to war on. That's because you're looking for war.
No, I'm
always
looking
talking
to
about
understand
influencing the
why
field.
You constantly have to use other people and their images and likeness to demean them to bring your character up. Why you do that, man?
I use their image and likeness to show who and what they are and to correlate with what's being said because they've shown it themselves. I didn't demean them. They showed themselves.
Compared against what, Paul? You? Compared to you? They're just as equal as you are, man.
They started that. They said, we're going to compare, Provo Child's going to compare himself in his gamer chair to a heroin hamster in the trailer. He did that. I didn't go around looking for beta boys to compare myself to. They're looking for somebody to look up to and compare themselves to and equalize with. They're the beta boys with inferiority complex. I don't give a fuck about them. I don't pay them no mind. They're a joke to me. I'm not a joke to them, obviously, or they wouldn't be in my face constantly. Angry, hating, and trying to get somewhere. So, yeah, I use likeness. What's this? Beta boy. There's a likeness that I use, right? Online metaversal hero of everybody. Beta boy. Showed that to be
Are
true.
you going to let me speak, Paul? Or you just going to keep rambling?
Your boy right here taking pictures with guns on the thing back when he was getting into it with me, right? This is pictures of your boy Ian at the window, looking out the window with guns in his hand. What type of shit is that, bro? You might need to get a wellness check on him, right? Beta boy.
I don't agree with that picture.
Here's Salcott.
I don't agree with that picture.
Right? Here goes Drew.
I think
Beta
that was
boy.
a very bad taste.
Here goes
picture.
Aaron. Beta boy. Here goes Provo Child. Beta boy. So what is it you don't get about what that thing? And then here goes the white gorilla. Right? You see the difference? That's not even
Okay, Paul, if you would let me speak, maybe we could come to an understanding about this. I don't agree with everything that Ian does on his channel. Me and Ian went to blows, hard blows. He's did horrible videos
Wait a
about
second. You guys blew each other? You guys blew each other? You wait a second.
Bullshit.
This is what I mean, man. You come on.
You sound like a geriatric old man.
Stop it, nub slave. Hold on, bootlicker. What is Talcott say? That's one of your bootlickers over there.
Bootlickers.
Listen, if you and Ian want to blow each other hard or soft, I don't care, bro. I'm not involved. You's all involved yourself with me, and I'm not letting it go because I think you're a joke, and I'm going to keep triggering you until you all come correct, and then we're going to move on like everybody else. I don't really talk shit about other people who used to shit on me and cause me problems. I moved on. I don't talk shit on your
I think
fellow.
you got some real self-esteem problems there, Paul.
No,
Ego and identity problems, Paul.
I just like
I
playing
think that you're suffering inside, and I think that your pain can only be expressed by attacking others and saying,
Dude, you came on the fucking panel to attack him. What the fuck are you talking about?
Triggering you little beta boys and your insecure, fragile ego and watching you spin day after day and blame me for it. And I think you're going to learn from this.
create chaos. You know, your channel is just a complete obscene absurdity.
That's what it's supposed to be, sir. That's what it's supposed to be. I told you what I decided to do, and they'll say it's self-sabotage, maybe in a worldly way. I'm labeled the outcast, the misfit, the extremist, the terrorist, the addict, on and on and on. So I embraced all that. I've been labeled that from day one. I embrace that, and I know that it's going to create a whole bunch of folks out there who identify with me in a positive because they've had the same walk, or a negative because they've had the same walk. You're a loser, failure, drug addict, okay? I'd bet anything on it. I've seen you before, and you identify with that part of me. But I've moved on from that. I could go back to that. I hope not. I have faith I won't. I choose not to. But I'm not above anyone, right? I'm just doing better than you right now. And the evidence of that is you're constantly watching me, waiting for me to show up, and then hating, right? That only happens to folks who are doing better than you. You don't show up to the guy homeless on the corner, watch for him to show up, wait, and hate on him when he's out there with a cardboard sign. You only do it to people who are doing better than you all in your life and whatever you're doing, or else there'd be no point to hate and equalize. That's your ego. That's your insecurity. That's your need and desire and suffering that you choose. I'm not part of that. I just show up and start talking, and the rest happens.
But I don't self-loathe myself and then demean others and talk over
What makes you think that I loathe myself? How do I go from egoic, narcissistic, and loving myself and my reflection to self-loathing with all you? So is that the sub-psychology that I need that personality?
No, that's what you want, Paul. Then you go ahead and indulge yourself in all of the fucking slanderous fucking
Ratman, you seem rather triggered.
Concept that you can muster up, because you know what? You have the same sickness the other two channels I'm watching have. Contempt for yourself.
Wait, I thought he was
you.
That makes absolutely no sense, Ratman. How can he be egotistical and also demeaning to himself at the same time? That makes absolutely no sense, Ratman. How can
Called schizoaffective syndrome. Do some research.
Where did you go to school to get
Hold on. Let's not belabor this. What can I do for you here? Because again, we have another day of you and others here triggered in your ego saying I'm egoic. I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do. That's clear. I've been doing it. I haven't changed. You all keep showing up here, so it's working. What would you like here today to move you along? Because I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing for you or anyone else.
I understand that, Paul. You made that abundantly clear now.
Right, so exactly. So then exactly what argument does everyone have left with me? I'm going to do what I want and need to do. You ain't going to keep me in the box you're in. The Shaitan ain't going to do it. The State of ain't going to do it. Axie's Rat Blood, Drew, and all the rest ain't going to do it. And none of the chat slaves are going to do it either.
Man.
Okay, and the good men and women who I would trust, if at all, when I look at them and listen to them, the folks who I go, okay, if I had to bet here, if we want a desert island, right, like Hard Hat, Nubs, Virgil, a couple others, and then a few others, I go, who am I going to like trust to, give the keys to and walk away and not have everything fucking pilfered and pillaged and all the rest of it, right? So like maybe people who've already reached out to me to help me and I've not taking that, but I go, well, they have no reason to do that other than try to contribute to something beyond themselves. You folks don't do that, right? You don't do that. You don't contribute to me. You don't support me. You're not part of anything I do. You don't come here to exchange ideas and to co-create. You don't come here and bring beautiful women. You don't bring any value or aspect of self to my table that I can work with. That benefits any of us except your fucking whining complaints and your hypersensibilities. And you do it day after day and you think it's a me problem and not a you problem, right? When are we all going to move on from this? It's rather embarrassing, wouldn't you say?
Exactly. When are we going to move on from this?
Right. When are you all going to just let me do whatever I do and not let it affect you?
Because once upon a time, Paul, in the earlier stages of this, I could actually tune into a channel and have intelligent interaction, conversation, and I could even learn things. And that was important to me. That was development and growth. And I've watched that completely fall apart, and it's always got one of your cult disciples behind it. Or it always goes to Talcott. It always goes to Paul. It always goes to Ian. And never do I get to see a channel with intelligent interaction, the sharing of ideals, the understanding of growth, you know, and not in a communal way, an individual growth way, in a way that the mind becomes broadened.
So what the hell are you doing other than bitching about all that shit?
I'm going over to Talcott's because Cuckbody Outlines over there, and he needs my attention. He's threatening people over there. I'm putting this image up so he can't sabotage the stream. I'm tired of your complaining. I want to hear his.
Like, seriously, it sounds like you're a fucking, like, 10-year-old little girl bitching about things that she doesn't like.
Or we can at least get clarity rather than just this nonsense of.
No, I'm trying to get to it. It's called an interrogation. You know, he's making these claims.
Yeah, from what I can tell, from my observation,
here we go.
It's beyond time. Well, so you don't want me to answer it then?
No,
you don't want a
just
genuine
talking
answer.
here,
I'm listening to you. I asked you.
Okay, gotcha. I misunderstood what you were speaking about there. So, from what my perspective is, Toilet Bowl, it's beyond time and space.
How do you know
the
that?
formless.
Who told you
Because
that?
well,
wait, allow him to finish. Unless there's,
I have a conscious perspective, so I have
Your feelings.
a connected aspect to the Most High. I have a clear knowingness of what's good, right, and true. I don't have to seek outside of myself to know if what I'm doing
Joseph
is correct or
is
not.
right. So Buddha is right. So Muhammad is right because they felt connected to God. So everyone is right in your eyes, correct? By that standard that you
Well,
just
I'm not in a position to condemn anyone for their actions. You know, I'll leave that up to the Most High. So I'm not worried about other people's actions in regard to, you know, their salvation the way you look at it.
Neither of you are listening to each other.
If it's just how
Fair
you
enough.
feel, if it's just your feelings, Dick, then everybody's correct.
It has nothing to do with feeling. It's
I'm
a
gonna-
knowing.
Hey, I'm
It's
gonna break.
interconnectedness with the Most High. I walk with the truth. I don't need validation outside of myself.
Dick, thank you.
So it's not your feelings, though, is it, Wayne?
Hey, Drew, hold on. I'm going to explain
Feelings have nothing to
myself.
do with it.
Dick, please. I put
What's up,
TBE. I put TBE in the back because of the antagonistic, argumentative energies that I'm seeing. So I'm going to be.
But good and
doing
evil
that.
are the same. So why would that bother you?
What's that?
If good and evil are the same, why would that bother you? If everything is one, why would his style bother
Do
you
you care?
versus
Do
another?
you care about an answer?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you.
Okay, so the answer of why I care is because I respect my time. I respect the time of those other people on the panel, and I respect what is being shared with the viewers. So this is not the panel or
that is
place for
fucking
egoic
cool,
nonsense, and
man.
we'll allow a little bit to show for teaching examples. Okay, but the disagreements can be resolved. And what I'm seeing TBE doing, and Drew, I'm not grouping you together because I haven't seen the patterns as clearly in you, but I've seen it amongst others. We're seeing the defensive arguments created by those who believe in religion more than God. Okay? And there's a big difference. I'm a follower of God. I believe Dick and I resonate many levels on the spirituality. So it's TBE who might want to be listening a little bit.
You believe in one God, though, or like many gods, or what?
I believe that only God exists. We perceive God we perceive God and the all that is in the moments of our life. We are insignificant.
So all is one is
Hey,
again.
I just want to
right?
make
So
sure
God
that
is
we're-
evil then.
Jack,
Let's just be fair and respectful about the truth here, Toilet Bowl. I'm not the one running from the conversation. You muted me when I was on your channel. You did not
Because you
allow me
kept
back on.
monologuing,
You
Dick.
don't come up on my
You
channel
kept
where I would give you
monologuing
more
like you're
respect than
doing
you
right
gave
now.
me and give you all the courtesy to speak, and I wouldn't interrupt you, but you won't actually have that conversation. So it's all about some kind of chaos that you're trying to create, which is fine. I get that, but if you ever want to have an honest conversation, let me know.
You just keep talking.
Hey, real quick, Jack, may I approach Drew? Why, after I just told you my grandparents were murdered, both of them were stabbed to death, would you go pointing a knife at the screen? Are you just daft?
Definitely
No,
insensitive.
he's evil. You got guys like this guy Drew who thinks
Talking
it's cool
about God,
to do shit like
he's
that.
He's the spirituality one.
Are we
in this
gonna?
room?
No.
Can I ask a
He's
question?
No, Drew, you
He
can't.
pulled a gun on
because
my
you need to
screen
listen.
I want
today.
nothing to hear. I left because you're a piece of shit.
Hey, you know what? I think I'm just gonna leave because I want to talk to Talcott, and I don't.
Yeah, you better run, Paul.
Yeah, I'm not running, sir. You tried again yesterday to get my stream taken down by pulling guns on it again yesterday. So
He pulled a
you're
knife on
a
your
filthy, backbiting, underhanded
piece of
miscreant,
shit.
and you're not a man of God. That's clear. Your heart is troubled.
Very, very. That's a guy who's going to end up on the evening news.
No, he's
real.
fucking trash. He's really trash.
Hold on, please. I don't want anyone throwing negativity and insults.
He did all of that.
I recognize, but we can rise above. We can be the ones who have the self-control.
That's why it took 5 minutes. I took 5 minutes.
And Scott, thank you.
Bro, the
you know
point
what, brother?
is that I agree with you, Jack, most times. But if he's going to be on here showing knives and guns every fucking day, 3-4 days in a row, trying to fuck
Paul.
with people's stream, fuck him. Let him sit in his hole
Yeah,
with all this toilet bowl.
Paul, please.
It seems like you guys can't handle interrogation at all. You can't handle being questioned. It's just
Is that right?
constant monologuing and
Is it? Okay. Go ahead and
may I
continue
reply
your
real
belief
quick, Jack?
elsewhere.
May
Wait,
I ask-
actually,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Keep your thoughts, Scott. I want to
will. I
address
got it.
what
I will.
happened with you.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing your story. I'm sorry you went through that and that you're still, you know what? You have
Dealing
my
with it.
support and my encouragement as it's available, as you think it's helpful. Okay.
I appreciate that.
You were saying something though.
I was going to say, he just said, Paulie said it's your show. You said it's your show when he said he's coming up with guns on his show and knives on yours. He came up and he tried to derail anything that was proper that you were saying. And then the other thought I have about this is it is your show. But last night, I wish you wouldn't have left early. You had a couple guys waiting for you and whatnot, but you had a cast of 50 or 60 people in your own little show. So I would suggest maybe plan better time around that and let your shows and not cross next time. Even if it's your show, we're all here for you.
Fair enough. So what do we do from here tonight? I still have Drew making faces in the back and
Probably going to pull his
TBE
monkey out and
location.
start squeezing it before.
They're
you know it.
little angry children, Jack. They do the same
Well,
thing all day, every day on all of our channels.
Paul, there's many like that though. And
How
there's
can we
many
help?
who
How can
have
we
the
help?
tendency. I have compassion and hope for all. I really do.
Fix Drew, you fix the
These
mask.
guys, hey, admittedly, TBE, I think it's TBE. As far as the video editing and stuff, he's got some skills, man. He does some pretty funny stuff. And Drew, I love his energy and his humor, but
I agree with both of those things. That still has no bearing on their character. A lot of these people have talents and abilities. A lot of these people I would work with and could work with, but you see what winds up overshadowing the hate in their heart.
Paul, you walked right into my trap yesterday.
How'd
What
the
was
trap
that, bro? I
work,
expected
bro?
better of you.
How'd the trap
I
work?
expected better of you, bro.
First of all, it wasn't going to get me banned. Second of all, I took 5 minutes afterward and edited it out, and there you go.
So I danced you around like a marionette, just like I said. I knew you'd walk into the trap because you're an animal.
Why is it so
I'm
important?
not going to let your community just memory hole
Why
how
is
bad
it
you got
so
wrecked
important?
yesterday.
Why is it so important for you to get me or anyone around me to do anything you want? You're so clutching for power over me.
You're
It's
an
pathetic.
asshole.
Well,
it's just to prove to you that you're a slave to your animal instinct. You can't control yourself.
So great job. You proved it. You pulled guns.
I know.
You pulled guns out of your animal instinct.
You pulled guns.
No, you pulled guns on the street out of your animal instinct for Croco because your feelers got hurt. I just showed you what I had. I didn't do it out of a
So when you do it, it's nothing. But when I do it, how dare I?
I was backstage with you, dummy.
Paul, with all due respect, I'm about to end your guys' participation.
This is your best content in weeks, Jack. Come on.
Yep. So this is not the content that I'm trying to emulate. The panel idea, yeah, that was inspired by Paul and Drew and several others, but this chaos, no, that's not why I'm here. And what I've seen, God bless you guys, I'm saying this with love, but Paul, TBE, Drew, many of you, I'm seeing you act like a bunch of grown children, making excuses for your behavior, calling it entertainment.
Yeah, well, sometimes that is the case, Jack. And the difference is I could pretty much, you can call it ego or not, I could do whatever the fuck I want to do on this metaverse. I'm signed, sealed, delivered in the streets. So these folks are on this.
So when you do it, Paul, it's entertainment. But when we do it, it's girls just want to have fun.
You don't get it. You're a bitch in your life. So when you come on here and just want to have fun, you're a hoe. I'm not that.
Don't waste my time.
Monologuing fucking money.
They're hating.
Don't waste my time. Okay? It's my unconfirmed. You know, you can call it narcissist, egoic, whatever the hell you want. I believe God is using me as a messenger. You can think what you want about me, but I know the truth that I am offering. I know the love that I feel and am offering is genuine. I know my practice of gratitude. It's something I was evaluating earlier today. How much gratitude I actually have just for being. Can you guys say that? Drew?
You're my bitch, Paul. You will always be my bitch.
God damn it.
That's all he's worried about.
What an asshole.
Ego competitions with me to feel some kind of way. It's really pathetic.
Paul, you know this, but try and consider it deep within you and consider what it means, Paul.
I know what it means, Jack. We've been over and over again.
You and I are very clear examples where egos, you trigger them intentionally. People throw their egos at me. Not in a fun way either. Dude.
I didn't intentionally trigger all of these people's egos individually. I pimped and macked on a broad spectrum of society, knowing they're all chimpanzees, and they came forth individually to verify that. So I didn't address any of these people individually. They address me individually because what I say broadly feels something to them individually, making it true, right? It's a verification.
Here's part of the paradox, though, Paul. The people that have been brought into your life, those are for you, and my advice here, I am grateful for each and every one of you, even those who don't like me. I love you. I have no resentments or fears about anyone or any of you. So, Paul, everyone that's in your life, particularly those that you allow into your time every day, that's your life. I believe your bitterness and some of your steam is coming from, well, the people that you surround yourself with.
No, you're wrong again, Jack. Every time I start a broadcast every day, I'm in a great mood. I'm jovial. We engage in jocularity. Okay, it's a great time. And then what starts getting my frustrations up are what you see here. I don't get to choose when I open the portal how many demons flow through with the hate in their heart that they only have to express. Right. So again, I just do what I do. I sit with my group. We go wherever we go with it. And then these people have to take it somewhere else every single day. So then it starts to get that frustration going because I go, you're all a bunch of slaves. You ain't going nowhere. And you have the nerve to come here and fuck with me. It's laughable. It's pathetic and embarrassing.
This is the thing. If you stopped seeing the world as though you were surrounded by slaves.
I am, though.
Well, stop focusing on that.
Stop focusing on the truth. Okay.
That narrative.
Different word.
Right.
You can
ignore the one thing that'll get
recognize.
me. Yeah. I ignore the tiger.
Paul,
the tiger you ignore is the one that'll kill you. That makes sense.
You can recognize that we are surrounded by brothers and sisters. Maybe we don't all know each other. Maybe we don't all get along with each other, but we are all together.
Right. We're all together,
So-
but we're not equally yoked because character's a motherfucker.
Well, this not equally yoked, once again, everything is perspective. And actually, hey, thank you. Relationships was actually one of the topics I did want to get to. Relationships are our purpose. So I believe. We're not here to collect things or whatever. We are here to build relationships. And the first relationship is within, with the divine spirit that is found within us and all others. And that's what Aaron was getting to with his God's law, the original law, I believe, or whatever term he used. It's God is in all. God is in all things. So who are you with the arrogance of a man to judge something as wrong?
It's discernment, sir. I don't know what makes you think that's arrogant. You do it all day, every day, and it's not arrogant when you do it. When
Okay, so do you want to argue or understand?
Okay, so you just want to make me comply. Okay, go ahead. Help me
Do
understand.
you want to argue or understand? I
Argue
don't
means
want
to
your
make the facts
obedience.
clear and presently known.
I
We
don't
care
want
about
you to
the meaning.
comply. Paul, I want you to care.
What makes you think I don't? I
I
wouldn't
see
be
the
on here
difference.
more than you all day, every day if I didn't
I
care.
want you to
care
care
10
about the
times more than you.
topic being
I've shown that.
discussed. Paul, please forgive me. I meant in the context of I want you to care about this topic that I'm discussing right now.
Relationships.
Right. So every relationship starts with the one you have
Yes.
with yourself. If you hate yourself, what makes you think you can equally yoke to me when you can't see truth in yourself and in reality? And you can't
Paul, I
worship
can
life in the
see-
creation.
Paul, you're not honest about how much you care about yourself.
Okay.
You're something. You're not honest about something because you
So something. Okay, so
contradict.
we went from one thing to something. Maybe this is just you that you're projecting.
Well, do you care to know? I mean, you're
How could
able
I
to
know
help.
what you don't know? You just said this thing may be something.
Okay, well,
So
Paul,
we're going
you
on
do
intuition here or what?
here. Actually, let me explain the evidence I see, and maybe you figure out what it is. Okay.
Sure.
I know that hurt people hurt people. Now, you're not physically hurting people, but emotionally, psychologically, you are presenting all of this negative thoughts and beliefs from you into people's heads. That's not healthy for you or anyone else.
Right. Well, what I think I'm doing is I'm observing and reporting, and then everybody else is choosing thoughts and emotions. That's their responsibility and accountability, not mine.
Paul, you said it. You are observing and reporting, but you choose what you are observing. You can seek only the negative, or you can seek beyond to see the totality. This brings us into that
What
good
makes
and
you
evil
think that I have to do
discussion.
one or the other and can't do both whenever I choose.
See the totality in what is, and if you can find the good. Okay, let me be more specific. This is how I've taught myself to flow. I see the totality of the moment. I am one with those near and those afar, those distant, I am one with this moment of time.
Okay.
So I can feel anxious about it. I can be angry about it. I can be, and that includes for anything. I can be angry at what's right in front of me. I can be angry at something that's thousands of miles away.
Do you think that I'm angry?
Paul.
Jack?
Really? The
Really?
negativity?
Okay. Could you characterize exactly like this is? It's like okay. Imagine a godly being or the God, as they say, and it goes observing and reporting everything that it sees from the human and human condition, and you go, whoa, God person with pure consciousness and awareness. What's with all the negativity? And it's like, well, this is cause and effect, thoughts, emotions, and actions. What you think, feel, and how you act creates your reality. So when I go into a space of pure observation and then reporting what I see as I see it from a combative, truthful space, is what you're feeling. Absolute truth is combative.
Here,
make no mistake
Paul,
about it. It will put everybody in a twist.
Well, it's actually, I disagree. Combative, at the moment, truth is supreme. Truth is supreme in every moment. There's no battle.
With beta
it's only
males,
us.
let's be clear. We're doing this thing lately because
That's right.
Alpha betas. With beta males, absolute truth is triggering and combative, destroys their identity and reality. With alpha males or folks who want to embody what that idea is, like DD214, like Dick. There's a few other examples. They just sit and listen. They ask questions, they respond, they observe and report. They don't get in a whole ego twist. They don't typically start wanting to mount campaigns and control everybody. And these are people even who probably have a history of being controlling, domineering, order followers.
Right. Hey, Paul.
So where's the disconnect here where I don't have really the same perception and or interaction with some folks who oddly enough
you're in denial,
one type of man. And then the rest of the folks, I have a patented interaction every time. It's like it's uncanny.
Paul,
it's the same process.
No, it's not as uncanny as you think. You are in denial about many facts. I've been trying to communicate this to you for over 6 months, dude.
I know, and you haven't listened to anything that I've said or what I've shown or who I am, and you won't understand.
There you go, projecting again.
Yeah, but I didn't ask you to tell me who and what I am when I have better results.
All right, I've entertained you and your monologues enough, Paul.
Right. Okay.
You can't show me respect again.
Show me respect. My daddy says that.
Here's angry, Jack, and that's what Paul seems to want. Everyone wants to see the demon, the darkness.
Please.
Why? Because then they can blame. That's what manipulators do. That's what Mr. Paul Unslaved does. You know what? I'm going to start. Maybe I will do some work and bring up, start doing some restreaming for those who are interested in learning what is true. The psychological study of the gaslighting and manipulating that's just blatantly obvious. Thank you, Scott.
It was his idea. It was, Liz somewhere over there. Steve,
thank you.
You're at peace right now, okay? All right.
Man.
All the fucking
he's very
all
loving,
the darkness that you feel. But Paul, I think Paul has a genuine heart, but just look, his dad and him are going through a lot of stuff. I mean, I think Paul's trying to get his footing. He's doing a pretty good job. He's found it direction. Go ahead.
Here's the thing, though. Every day we waste our time and the time of those who are paying attention. Every time we just broadcast this drama, we're reconfirming that it's acceptable behavior, when in my mind, this is not acceptable.
Oh.
Okay? We're grown men and women. We should be able to have meaningful discussions without these
Let's talk
Praise
about
God.
being grown men and women, not owning any
Praise
property,
God.
not owning any land.
Jack, it's
not
hard to
having
have
job,
a
living off the
meaningful
government,
discussion when you have a person
squandering all your
with the
resources, fucking up
temperament
in all
that
your
Drew has
investments. Let's
to
talk about how
want to
grown everyone is.
cause, hatred, really. And it's evil because
If
he
he
really
had
got
one
off
thing under his
by
belt
showing pictures
that
of you,
could say,
showing pictures of
hey,
Scott.
you
Scott
know,
told his
I've
story
done
about,
something
the
and
sad
here's
story of
my
his
proof.
grandparents being
Other than the
murdered and
fucking
stabbed to
smoke
death.
alarm.
He felt it was cute to, break out a knife and, hey, everybody, check me out.
Hey, I
And,
replaced the
that's
smoke
pure evil
alarm,
right there
brothers
because he
and
enjoys it.
sisters.
You can be an asshole.
Like,
I mean,
you
I'm an asshole.
ignored a
Everyone's an asshole.
warning, a
But
blatant
actually
warning
doing
for
it, that's pretty fucked
days
up,
upon
man.
days.
Surely
Get
that
over
dude's
there,
got
man. I
problems. If
want to
he's a
see him
father,
blow you a boot.
he's bragging about his children. Guess what? I got children.
I
I'd be
can't
embarrassed
even
as a
get
man
in.
if my
He
kids
won't
saw me
even
like
let me in.
And then claim to be a Christed being.
Yes,
on
you
top
on the
of that.
blacklist.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. No,
Don't,
thank you.
don't,
Well, hey,
don't stress out over that.
agreed, but let's not take.
But so
an
Paul is
initial-
genuine, at least. You may not
Right.
like his
Well,
temperament. That's the sense I get, and those guys are not genuine. They don't actually want to bring anything to the table that would be a fair and honest conversation. And that's what
Paul, that dude that was busting your balls, that's Steve or whatever.
Jack, I said, where does good and
or
evil
not?
come from?
No,
Where
not
do you make
Steve.
those
What's
decisions
his
from?
name?
And the reason I asked
The bald dude.
because I genuinely would like to know: are they saying that the book is more of an authority than their conscience?
I can't hear you.
Is the pastor
about
more of an authority than their conscience?
No, not Steve. Not
If
the
something
dude that's
runs
up there. The
cross-grain to
dude
what's
that he
in
got
them,
or that got thrown off.
and the book tells them it's right, but they know in their heart it's wrong.
Dude,
Drew.
Or the pastor tells
Yeah,
them something they
Drew.
know
Drew is the
wrong,
one that it's
but
not
says it's right.
fucking Scott.
Who do you listen
Yeah,
to?
Drew.
Your heart, your conscience?
That
or the book or the
dude
pastor?
looks like the fucking criminal
Supersedes your
from
decision-making? What's the
Megamind.
more important authority?
That's the guy that
One of
I was
those
thinking. I
components.
thought fucking
Steve
Scott
is
was
a
that
form of
guy.
evil.
How do you look at it?
Disturbed little boy.
Just call me evil. My point is, if good and evil is the same
Dude,
thing, what
I'm
does it
telling
matter?
you, look up that character. It's funnier than fuck.
That's like
Yeah, I
an
didn't say that, so I
irrelevant.
can't answer that.
I mean,
No, it's not. It's the basis of your philosophy.
that's
That
not
good and
true.
evil are the same thing. Everything is one. So
That's
you say God calls on you to do this work, but then why would it be separate from evil?
Hey, Drew. Your conclusion is it doesn't make sense. But here,
Well, maybe
if
you didn't
like-
explain it right.
If
That's
you're
literally what you
willing,
said.
if
You
you're
said good and
willing
evil are the
to
same.
accept, if you're willing to accept explanations, good and evil are part of the experience. The experience is the all that is. The all that is God.
I love how he talks about these things as if he has any grasp on reality of these
There's
things.
no separation between us and God.
Okay, so let me ask again. If I'm evil, according to Steve, what does that matter? Because good and evil and everything is one.
Because
What does it matter?
from
What
a
does it matter?
civilized
What do you
society,
matter
we're
then?
trying to root out evil people that would rather cut off people's heads than let them live and let live. There's just you're the
it's
kind of
part of the
person
game.
that just seems to want to rock the boat. Why?
I just don't.
Were you rocking the boat, or was there actual true intentions behind that?
Showing public record online pictures is evil, according to Steve. Is that correct?
No,
fuck face.
So you're just here to
You know what
argue.
you did.
You
know what I did. Why don't you explain it to me, Steve?
Drew, you were asked about your intentions, your question.
Yeah.
Do you care to resolve the
That looks like one hell of an
or
angry
you
cod.
want to just
Well, I've asked several questions and you guys haven't answered me. I'm saying if I'm
That's the
evil-
face he always gives me.
and to ignore the answers to continue the patterns of argument. So, Drew, you'll be welcome back again at another day. Paul, you as well. You guys can continue with your day, please.
Oh, so
with
you're
all
gonna
due
throw
respect.
me out now of all people, the person who pretty much
I've had enough
helped
of
you
the
get where
agents
you
of
are,
chaos.
majority of it, wherever that is.
Yeah, if I could just say for the record, though, Jack, I'm not
But
judging
again,
anybody or
constantly,
anything as
that's
evil here.
how I
I'm not
get
doing that. So I
respect
just want to
for
make sure
people
that's
is,
clear.
I
don't
work
think the
with them,
toilet
I have
bowl is
them
evil.
on,
I don't
get
think that
them
Drew is
known
evil.
more.
inherently,
more
I mean,
viewers and audience.
I understand at a certain level we've all got a fallen state to us. We've all been perverted by this system at some level. But
shit on me.
We're all trying to seek truth. I hope genuinely.
So there's 3 people that have actually found Talcott via the internet. Exactly. Then the rest of his people are directly from you. And then the last part is the subscribers Moose bot.
You believe there's things God
This
did
is
not
exactly what would happen
create?
in real life, right? You get to any
God
kind of
created
real
man.
fiat
God
or
created
any
the
kind of
world.
real position
Man in his free
of
will.
status, quote unquote, according to other people, and they just backbite you, turn on you, and like, you didn't
and God is
respect
the
me today,
ultimate good,
and you know,
therefore
now I'm
comes
going to
in-
break
evil
up with
comes into
you,
the
and then
world.
they, you know,
Is that
go
so you
to-
think-
Our
Wait.
actions, personal responsibility.
it's like really pathetic, man.
Do you think you obey? Do you think you obey the ultimate good by casting such
And then they want
harsh
to love him. Oh, we
judgment
love Jack.
and
You know,
accusations
I
at
just
others?
love him. I go, I get it. I have love for him. I want to.
Well, I've witnessed
He's
your
insane. This is what he
comments
does to his women
and
and children.
criticisms of brother.
You've been telling him about the fucking proverbial bridge that that's out for months and months.
And disrespectful.
You've been doing what I
for a man
did
who
with the fire
especially
extinguisher or the
claims-
fire alarm.
claims to be a follower of Christ.
Well,
Blasphemy, liar.
This whole
What's happening
metaverse
here,
has
Jack,
really
is just
become one big joke with all these people for one reason or
me
another.
hating Paul with me criticizing his worldview. Okay, you need to separate those two things because you're conflating them to be the same. I don't hate Paul. I'm attacking what he believes, and I'm questioning it, and that shouldn't be held. That you shouldn't think that I hate this person because he's disagreeing with him. That's a very that's an emotionalist way to view things. Okay,
Yep.
because when I hear Paul's talk about Christ and being that's something that is not biblical at all. This is the problem with what I'm hearing when he goes on these diatribes of Christ and being Christ and being. Well, where did you hear that from? Oh, you heard it from the Bible.
Isn't this that
he
drunk
takes the
dude?
Bible and he rapes it for what he wants.
No, this
that
is part of the
supports
whole
his own agenda.
Oh.
Who will
His
never
ego,
actually
as he
engage
likes
me in
to
a
say,
discussion, but
and
will
I hate
claim he just
using
wants to debate me and discuss with me.
These terms in these.
He wants to masturbate you in discussion.
He uses these terms, and I'm attacking that. I'm saying, okay, this isn't consistent. This I can easily.
These are
refute
just
because he never
religious
wants to listen to
dogmatic
those
cult
arguments.
members who religion is
Okay.
their drug.
You can't just take
Hold on.
what
And they
you
need to
want.
believe on Jesus.
Okay,
to
let's
take
not-
it when you tell them it's about
Right.
discernment.
Objective worldview.
and
That
a
anybody can
spirit
do that.
that
And
you
then
Hey,
they're
TD,
anybody
take a
can
break.
do right.
They
It's
can't
the
figure
same
it
thing
out.
that
Take a
they've
break.
Even though
Take
the
a break.
Tao is thousands
Well,
of
that's
years
where I'm
before Jesus,
confused though. Is you
they
talk
went
about
that.
because
Dick,
can I just
for
ask
the
a
love of
question?
God.
Yeah,
Am
I got
I-
one question.
Oh, Dick's
Right.
about to be gone.
Uh-oh.
I've been patient. I mean, he says a lot of stuff.
Dick's
I just
gonna
wanted to
get
ask
the
one thing.
fucking the hack job.
Well, that's what I
Go
wanted
ahead.
to.
I'm
That's
still
what
in
I
the back.
wanted to address. Tell you what, Dick, go ahead.
I'm not leaving.
This is Dick's
I
show,
really
please.
appreciate it.
I
No,
love
I
you,
really
Jack,
appreciate
and you're
it,
not
Jack. I
gonna
don't do
say
that
things you
often,
don't
and
mean and have
I'm
me
just
thrown
really
out.
curious.
You will
It's driving
bring
me
me back
nuts.
up, Jack. 'Cause
When
you
you
love me.
consider free will, because Drew was asking, do you have free will? Do
You
guys
know
believe
he's
that
gonna
you
bring
have
you
free
back
will?
up. That's why he always brings
So,
me back up
if the
eventually.
book
I'll
is
wait
the
2 or
authority,
3 days.
or the church,
If
the
you got a
building as you were
bottom
talking
bitch, right,
about,
who you know
or the
loves you so
pastor,
much and looks up to you, she ain't never leaving.
then is it just
you know
that
you're
you
gonna
give your
say some
free
shit
will
from
to
time
them
to
as your
time and piss
authority
her
to
off.
tell you what truth
But
is?
ultimately, like if she
Or
if
at
she
some
says, "Oh, get the
level,
fuck out,"
how much
you know,
percentage of
freaking
your
out, I
own
just go sit in
conscience,
the
your
car
own
in the driveway,
discernment,
smoke some reefer, listen to
your own
music.
gut
An
instinct,
hour later, she
and
comes
your own
wandering out,
knowingness comes into play when you judge this
telling
stuff
me
and you
she loves
determine
me.
what's true and what
It's all
is edifying
bullshit,
and what
right? And she
you should build
We've
your
all
life on.
been there.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't need to like.
let's
It
be
doesn't mean
clear
nothing to
about
me. I'll just move
when
on
you're
my
saying
day.
The book and the pastor. Okay, so there's the church that produces the book.
What I
just
think
wanna
is
love
funny-
him. I just want to love him,
and
right?
What I think is funny is this dude's talking about the Bible as if he were there,
elders,
and he knows
this
it
is
to
a
be
term in the
personal,
Bible.
firsthand fact.
We go to them for guidance on matters that we are confused about. If we cannot figure that out on our own, we go to guidance with them, excuse me. So
Does it supersede your free will? I mean, if they say something that goes against
I'm gonna
what
get out of your
you
skin
and your
anyway.
like if in your heart,
it's in
if
tandem.
in your heart and your conscience, it was telling you to do one thing, but the pastor said do another, and he showed you in the Word and said, "No, you've got this wrong." What would be your authority? your free will and the conscience that guides you, or would it
You mean
be
a priest?
ultimately
Why do you keep saying pastor?
Here,
Father,
tell you what, can I get in on
priest,
this
pastor, whatever you want to call the
conversation?
authority? Take that out and just make it the book. You know, which one's the authority? I'm just
Hey
trying to figure
guys,
out
let's
who's your
make it
leader.
about
Where do you
me,
get your,
guys.
final say at
This is
with regard
my
to these things, because you
panel.
said it's God, and I tried
You
to
guys are
explain
like-
God, but you
over.
interrupted again, and you gave me
I'd
some
like to get a
bullshit,
word
like you're
in
just doing a monologue when I
edgewise.
was really trying to genuinely answer your question. Now I'm trying to get to where do you actually define your
We could
decision
really
making
fuck with
things
him
at?
when you go
'Cause
up.
think
I
it's an
could start
important discussion,
talking and
so
you just move your
I
mouth.
want to
He wouldn't
continue
know
to
what the
have it.
fuck to
You know, I'd
do.
love to get a better grasp
Axes,
of
are you still
where the
whining
free
about
will
me?
ends.
I'd
You know,
love to
where
entertain
it
it
begins
too.
and where it ends.
Jack is trying to speak, Jack. Let's, because it is his room, but you have an open panel with a lot of opinions, so you got to say your piece and then kind of let it go, because he's addressed toilet bowl earth
You
here.
can't be
So
disruptive.
Hey, Scott, are you the moderator here?
Well, I just
You're
want
doing a great job.
I
Oh,
want to
no, it's just
stay off the
fantastic.
stay from going off the rails. I don't want to see it go off the rails.
Thank you, Scott.
Oh, the horse.
Hey, TBE, I'm resonating with the questions Dick is
I
asking.
can't believe Jack's looking me in
And
the
I
back. looking all
personally, that was
sad.
kind of where I was going to
Still
go
leaves me
with
there like
what
that.
I wanted to address
doesn't
with
love
you
me.
anyway. Your criticisms
Write
of
him a
Paul
message.
In the back there, like
to
that. Look at that.
represent as
Go get a
the
piece of
Christ, the
paper and write him a
Spirit, and
message. He
then
loves
to
that.
be- To
I'm
show
pouting.
what
Look, I'm
the
pouting in the.
negativity and stuff
If
that's
he
been
sees this and
showing,
doesn't let me up, he doesn't
I
love me.
agree with you there.
I'm actually pouting.
I don't know what you've seen and not seen.
Well,
I
he doesn't
pointed
love
out
himself, so
that
how could he love
I
you?
view Paul and this Andy Taint and all these other characters as
Andy Taint.
false light. Okay.
No,
Now,
you can't make this shit up, bro.
TBE, though,
I
the
just
way
got
you're
through
coming
reefer,
at
and
it,
this is what I do. Like
you are showing
I
yourself that the
self-sabotage
Christ has
because I
left
could have
you,
been famous
man.
and had money and pussy like Andy.
That's what I
Tate.
saw in
Instead, I'm here
Drew,
watching
too.
Talcott, and he's throwing me in the
that's your
back.
opinion, Jack.
Well,
I'm
what do
here
the
to- I'm
facts
here to
show?
defend the faith.
You know,
Okay,
because
I'm
I
here
just
to
got
defend
some new
people,
reefer, and I just can't
preaching
pull myself
false,
away from Talcott's life story and saga.
false things to people, leading
Fascinating.
them
Right.
astray. I'm here to defend our holy
Right.
scripture. From
It's fascinating to listen to the
Well-
smoke alarm
for their
going
own
off
agenda.
and
Sorry,
nobody
that's
giving a
my
fuck over
aggressive
there.
tone and my aggressive
Yeah,
way
like
of
Metaphorically
speaking.
speaking.
When I get new reefer, it's
Well,
just, I'm
hey-
so fascinated by
Hey,
Talcott.
TBE, here's something you're not
Maybe that's why
considering.
weed is bad, right? Like forces me to like be fascinated by Talcott.
The
and
way
I
you
can't pull
treat
away.
others matters, regardless of your
I
opinion.
bet you there's
on
a
what
couple of
what
people.
you think they think.
I bet you there's a couple of people in his
Regardless of your
life.
opinions on what
Can
you
see me
think
raising
someone
my hand
else
in the back,
does,
submitting?
how you treat others matters.
Look,
Do
I'm
you
bowing.
disagree with that?
No, I don't disagree with that, but I think, you know,
Okay, so
showing
if you can
submission,
agree that how you treat people matters, then please recognize the clear, this is Jack's opinion, please recognize the clear pattern that is associated with many so-called Christians want to walk around this realm and judge everyone else like they have the knowing of God, and then they want to disrespect their fellow brothers
Ooh,
and
he's
sisters.
angry.
TBE?
Well, you know, if I see someone smoking spiritual crack, is it loving of me to let them continue to do it?
Spiritual crack.
Well,
if I see
no,
someone
hey,
damaging their
Where do
soul
I get that?
TBE?
for the
This
sake
guy
of
who never leaves the metaverse has gray skin and
I
dark
have
circles
to
around his
be
eyes.
a passive.
I'm still wondering where I get the spiritual crack.
Nope. Hey,
Oh,
TBE, and please recognize that I am doing that with you right now. As a fellow brother in Christ, I believe your behavior, your words, and your temper tantrums. Let me rephrase, let me check that. Your words and your behavior online towards another human being have not been appropriate, and I believe you are a better
I'm
man than
submitting
that.
in the back. I'm bowing.
Okay, duly noted, Jack. Thank you for that.
I believe a lot of us are better than we've been showing
I just
ourselves.
want to throw this out there. I just want to throw this out there. I agree. I've not been the best person, but Jack, you gotta listen and
Doesn't Butt negate what you just said?
He makes you the topic of his stream sometime. He goes out of his way to belittle you. put your picture up, put funny memes over your face. It's like, is Jack your friend or not?
And now
So
he's
I just don't
shitting on
understand
me
you
to try to,
defending him,
like,
but I'm
you
not
see what
saying
the
it's right for
snakes
anyone.
do?
Everybody, we
They'll
should
do
all be
this
getting
in life
along.
too,
We
right?
should all understand,
When
like
they
I've
get
said
when they
100
break
times
bad on
before,
you, or
that
when
the
you tell them
government's
I don't
fucking
want you in
us.
my
And if we
life,
don't
they
band
go to
together,
everyone else
which
you
we're
know,
not
and they
banding
go,
together,
you know,
we're not
Paulie
getting anywhere.
sometimes like
And we're not getting
will
anywhere.
talk
If
shit
anybody
on
can tell.
everybody when he's smoking reefer. The same
So,
shit he says to your
Smith,
face, he'll
I
bring it up when
agree.
you're not
I'm
There's
around.
no
not.
alpha. He
And
kind of
that's
reminds
really
me
like
of Alf with the
rude of
orange
him.
hair.
You
Hey,
know?
Smith, much love, and I'm not blind to what happens. I do not spend a lot of my personal time and energy anymore going to see the
Yeah, I'm an asshole
backbiting and the
sometimes. I'll talk the
insults
same
and
shit
all
I
them,
tell you
because
to
there's
your
many
face behind your
people that,
back with other
you know
people.
what?
And
Praise
I'm
God.
sure people do it on
I've
me.
been
Calls a
saying
fat
this
fuck and
as
looks like a
clearly as
gorilla.
I
I don't sit around
can.
getting mad about
I
it.
believe God is using all of us, using me in my path, where particularly people like to show the blemishes in their character. They like to offer disrespect to me.
That's true.
When I'm just trying to be kind and helpful, but
isn't trying setting up for failure?
We'll learn.
Jack.
Holy
You know
Nothing but
what,
love
Jack?
for you. I just want to say that was interesting. I know they were keeping you out of the conversation. That was interesting when they were kind of debating about, you know, their different views. If they can do it in a respectful way, I think it's amazing. I'm going to leave you guys, but I want to leave you with this. I believe in God. But does anybody know what 2/3 as a percentage is? And I'm not trying to be all numbers. Anybody know?
66.
Nobody wants to answer. Okay. It's 66.6. So 1/3 of the angels, 1/3 of them fell from heaven. How many did that leave in heaven? For it's the number of a man, the Son of Man. He created evil. Does that make sense? 66.6% were left in heaven. And 666 is the number of a man. Where do I come up with this stuff? I don't know.
You're insane.
Fascinating.
Jack, I think that
Where do I come up with this stuff? I'm
it's healthy
insane.
that people debate these things instead of having a kumbaya. You get places faster that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad I
Agreed.
grew up
Can't-
watching
can't just
Pinky and the
sit here
Brain.
And go, hey, everybody, let's just share. Like this is something.
All right. Hey,
Hey,
TBE. TBE, great.
believe
Here's what I suggest.
Yeah, it's all my
Whether,
haters as
you know,
usual.
I believe
Smith
there
and
are
TBE,
people who
I
are
can't-
starting to
I
see
can't
the
be up there.
value in what I'm offering.
This is
The
this is an
energies
example.
and the
Life is
and
life.
the encouragement. I think there are people who are
I thought
seeing
life
that
was
because
like
I've
a
had
box of
people reaching out
chocolates. You
to
never
me and
know what
offering me
Talcott
those
you
words.
get.
So TBE, I agree completely with you. And you know, the way this stream started was about kindness. Kindness is the light that dissolves all walls between souls.
Jack is the
families,
most
and
loving
nations.
person
So
I know.
Kindness was the topic. What can we do to bring more kindness into our
Bring Paul
lives
back up.
and the world? I mean,
You know,
Christians should have easy, there should be answers right off the
Not
top
raised
of their
by
head for
any
those who follow the Christ, right? Right, TB?
The first thing you should do is
Okay,
start
Jack,
learning.
what are you trying to drive at? You want me to give you examples?
His pastor must have had an argument with him.
Because of what I
He doesn't even care that I'm raising my hand in the back. He doesn't love me anymore.
Maybe that's
He
accurate.
never really
Yeah.
loved me at all.
Scott, you were
I'm
saying
telling you, go get a piece of paper. You watch him
think
read
it's,
it. It's
you know,
fucking
the whole point is
hilarious.
trying to come together and come together.
You know what? This
with
really
respect.
hurts today.
Respect is
Okay?
not
These
talking
people
over
are
one another, not, you know, trying to belittle each other, ad hominem attacks left and right.
These people are disgusting.
It just seems like things are better served. I guess your relationships and is your topic. I mean, with the relationship to God and this whole subject matter. I had a thought earlier.
You know what? I
that
might
just
have to
wanna
cut
share
Jack
now,
off
even
after
though
this
is
one.
past
I've
the
said it
point that
before
would've
many
been a little
times, but
more
this one
relevant.
might be it.
What was the first thing that Adam lost?
This is the big one, I think, maybe.
This is a
Possibly.
very puzzling question. You know, I'm known to do that.
I never wanted to think
Besides
this was
the rib?
possible, but
Oh,
this might be
yeah,
it right here
besides the
tonight.
rib.
If he doesn't come to his senses soon,
Okay,
I'm done.
No,
Rib.
no.
I can't afford to love Jack anymore.
God's always been.
Sometimes you got to let them hoes go.
But that never changed.
Where did you hear that?
Where are you taking us?
The
This is all
Bible.
about
What's
unconditional
the
love,
first thing he
just
lost?
exercise
The
and
kingdom.
unconditional love, Talcott
He lost
in
his-
general.
Did I
just
not
dealing
just
with
say
him.
that?
And
His
you know,
communion with God.
sometimes
I
you
think,
gotta love
not
people
involved
from
his
afar. They don't
kingdom.
appreciate it.
Okay.
He got a new daddy when Aaron showed up.
Okay.
Well, he threw Aaron out now
lost the
too.
red
Everyone he brings on, he throws out.
All
Even
right.
the people he's sucking
Where was
off
this
day to day.
going?
The next day he goes, I'm done with Aaron. He's just
Yeah,
like,
we're
Moose,
kind of
he's
losing
gone.
focus on
Well-
where we could go in the future with what you're trying to do. Back to the whole, darkness and light thing, bringing the light out in any darkness. So, I mean, you see Drew, you see Paul, and there's plenty of darkness that it could be surrounded by light because there's light there too. And I think that's what you're trying to represent. And if Paul understood that,
Lots of
Paul, he
trying,
thinks
but
you're a
very
bright
little
guy who wants
doing.
to follow you. He would just jump.
You ever
on your
notice that?
coattails if he could, but you don't see his honorability, and you don't have the respect for him that he desires. And I know that you say, well, you earn respect. You don't demand it. You command respect. You can't just say, I want it and follow me. So there's a conflict that goes, it's the dichotomy of your relationship needs special therapy. I'm
just kind of confused why everyone keeps using buzzwords, emotional words like negativity, and then go read the Tao and it says the Tao is dark and deep, but also radiant. Why? Because we let it be. So do you want to go tell the Tao not to be dark and have depth and be confusing and confounding and questioning, right? To satisfy your sensibilities? Because again, deep, dark, confounding, questioning, threat to authorities, triggering to egos, but also full of light because we let it be, right? So it's about what you let it be.
Right. How to overcome that darkness in yourself first. And that's what Drew's missing. And wholeheartedly, that's what I think. You see a calm guy in Paul, you can kick the shit out of Paul here. He'll sit there and take it. Toilet Bowl Earth and Drew, I saw them with the fucking bullshit, the names they call. It's such a pathetic fucking move.
Hey, many people are at that point right now. And
but they can rise above it too.
Let's move
we
on
can
from
help each other.
psychological reporting and actually talk about something that's worth it.
What was your comment?
Can we move on from the psychological reporting and actually talk
Well,
about
what do you suggest? I'm open. Yeah. I mean, I brought up the topic of what can we do to bring more kindness to the world.
He's being mean. I think that he's this, that, X, Y, and Z.
So what is your point? Do you have anything of value to offer, or are you just here to pepper insults and criticisms? I know you're a Christian. You think you're perfect.
Did I say that, Jack?
You sure act as it.
Oh, okay.
I don't see. I'm not. Well, you know what? Let me not
Way to go,
proceed too much. I have seen some humility from you, but golly geez, man. Humility is what is lacking in this world. Humility for truth, humility and respect for the time and for each other. How can we claim to love God and hate the people that would come into our lives? Makes no sense to me.
Okay. No, I don't hate anybody. I'm challenging what they believe. I'm asking them questions about what they believe. You perceive that as hate, and that's that's your.
I encourage you to look closer. Well, look at what you've done, and then imagine the results, or look at the results you've achieved, and then is that what you did, or is this an excuse for you to allow your own negativity to be released?
Again, you keep saying negative and this, that, and the other. You just can't seem to understand.
You don't know the difference?
You can't seem to like piece together that when you're having a debate about a contentious topic, that you're going to perceive that as an attack on the person rather than the subject matter. And that it's not the same, Jack.
The name calling, right? The ad hominem.
You want the kumbaya.
No, don't falsely represent what is true. TBE, brother.
Kumbaya gets nowhere.
You're wrong. You reject peace. And by rejecting peace, you stay in denial from the truth, TBE. There's much we could all learn from each other if we get past the ad hominems and the whatever. But how do we do that? How do we convince people that it's time to change?
It starts with yourself, Jack. It's
I
about
have.
being good.
I have
No, I'm not saying
changed
you're not.
myself.
It's a general and saying is being good. If you're being good, then that's doing good for other people because they see you being good. They don't see you being hateful or evil like Drew. That guy is just trolling. You know, you're here to at least spread a word of love and fellowship, right? So having people like that on here is just it's silly. You know what I mean? You expect him to do good, but no, he's the opposite because that's he gets off on that. So in general, everybody, being good, doing good, like that's where it should start, no matter what you believe. I mean, how could you not be on board with that?
Yeah, they don't have that principle, purpose, and meaning in their life. That's just what I keep pointing to. And that's the main area. They don't have a core process and knowing system of who and what they are. So they keep clutching for power in all these areas. And it's like every time you go to clutch for power in all these areas, you lose it because it comes from within. They don't have it. And then when you point them to that, they think you're trying to demean them. Everyone does this game. They're like, you're trying to demean me and diminish my power. No, I'm trying to empower you by showing you where you don't get your power every place you go losing it, right? Looking for it and losing it in the same place. Okay, so they think they got to come on a metaverse and constantly be miscreants and trigger happy and trolling. There's a time for that. I did it with Jack yesterday. We're in the middle of a great conversation, and I go, here we go. Let's be a little bit confounding. Let's ruffle feathers. Let's trigger egos. Let's see where it goes. It's a fun game. So I do the video. Whatever. We'll all get through it. We can find a place to be better for it. We can find a place to let it go because I'm not trying to harm him. It's already out there. We've already experienced it. So what's the problem, right? When we get right past all the feelings.
There is a problem with some of this entertainment at the expense of others.
Jack, if you can't find a place in this spiritual development arena to laugh at life in general and the creation, you're going to fuck yourself.
Right. But instead of laughing at your life, you wanted to put me on display and use me as a
Call
joke.
me heroin hamster every day, bro.
Right. I'm talking about what you did to me, not what others did to you.
Right, but I found a place to go beyond losing my power and my
I don't
space
care.
over to events, people, places, and things.
Okay, so back to what you did to me. Do you
Right,
think
but that's the thing. Okay, let's go back to the sayings.
Jack, he's making you famous.
Let's go back. No, forget that. Let's go back to the sayings of the Buddha, thousands of years, again, like the Tao, before the Christ of being, whatever it is, the timeline. Go look it up. Let's get it once and for all. Okay, look at how he beat me, threw me down. If you live with such thoughts, you will live in hate, you will suffer. Look at how he beat me. Look at how he threw me down. If I abandon such thoughts, I live in love. Don't tell me love keeps no records with Aaron and then tell me about you study all these texts and embody the information when the least little thing goes on with words, something you said that I play, and you're going to get right into your feelers and triggers and not understand
right into my feelers and triggers. That's what happened. How about we paint this in more realistic
You're doing it now, Jack.
How about we paint this in more realistic terms? The same information. You're right. There's months and months of our interactions together. You don't post a lot of videos, do you, Paul? But you chose that video for me to post. Do you think that was helpful for me?
It's whatever you let it be. I'm telling you, you're getting triggered in your
that's not
feelers.
what I asked. Not what I asked. What do you think?
I think
Hey,
that the
Chuck,
reason
thank you,
that
brother.
I
God
did it
bless
was
you.
because one of the things that I've perceived about you, sorry if I'm egoic and arrogant, that I think I can perceive what some folks need sometimes. And I will push that button, right? If you think that it's meant for me to harm you by posting a video of something that was already out there,
Hey, Paul. No,
it
you're
was an
missing the entire
entertainment
point.
piece. We could get joy out of it, and it's going to trigger you.
Okay.
If you could learn to
Well,
not be
Are
triggered
you
by
going
these
to listen? Are you going to listen?
Are you going to go to somebody who has done this work on themselves and then
Are
tell
you
them,
going to
hey, I
listen?
want to tell you all about how I'm emotional? And
Well, you still have much work to do on yourself. It's quite evident by your insecure patterns. And your insecure pattern is this talking over, insisting you dominate the conversation and the topic to make sure you're a fucking master at gaslighting and manipulating. But guess what, brother? You've met your match. I don't fall
So
for that.
you're an
shit.
even better gaslighter and manipulator. That's a Freudian slip. He goes, "You met your match. I'm way better at gaslighting."
That's
and
fucking
manipulating."
funny, dude.
Slave.
That's
I'm offering you
fucking
the path to
funny.
freedom.
I don't gaslight and manipulate. I shoot straight.
It's
Then
through the
you gaslight and
practices of a meditative mind, which I was
It's funny.
just
and
like-
needing, it'll
yesterday.
take you to the next level
It's
if
through
you
the
stop giving your
practice
power
of
away to people, places, and things
intentional
and experiences.
actions and intentional energies of kindness. When you present
It just
yourself
shows
as
what a lack of discipline for many, many fucking years
peace-filled
gets you.
being, then you might be able to claim the Christed way, Paul. But until then, my time is better spent without you. And Wizard, I see you in the back. Enjoy the rest of your day.
That ain't right.
Wizard, you're not welcome here.
I don't see
not
the
until I
Christ.
receive
Yeah,
some
see?
sort of
This Western
acknowledgement
bullshit
of
with
your
in
love
peace.
perspective.
of the
That you won't even let me up on
inappropriateness
the
of your
panel.
behavior.
So that's
You've
peace, guys.
offered me far too much anger and disrespect for me just to continue forgiving without any efforts from you. And Paul, I'm kind of at that point with you too. Brothers, thank you for allowing me to get
I wonder
that
if
out.
that's how his son feels.
Thoughts?
Jack, you say it every night, brother. Come on, man. And then you're back on Paul's channel again tomorrow.
Feel free to leave. I actually, no, I didn't visit Paul's channel today, so that's a false assumption. You know, false representation. I don't think I did anyway. Maybe I did. I really don't. You're misrepresenting the facts, Max.
I really don't know what's going on in this world, including
Any
my
other
own
thoughts?
actions.
I mean, and actually, I find it irrelevant. You want to sit here and interrupt the conversation, you know, where we can move on.
Jack, your story tonight is about relationships and what else? Relationships and
high five.
Oh, the energies of emotion, how understanding each other helps us connect.
okay. And this is a relationship sort of scenario that we're going through with these guys getting thrown in the back and whatnot. And it's I mean, even Max isn't trying to say something bad. I think you took that as an affront at him getting in your face, but I don't think Max intended to get in your face. He's trying to, and if you think that we're protecting Paul, Paul's a fucking baboon. We all know that. He's a fucking gorilla. There's no protecting him. He protects himself. So nobody's sticking up for him.
Well, actually, Scott, Paul, I'll allow you in just a moment, but here, for what you described with Max has offered me nothing. Even as far as engagement in the conversation to help share enlightenment and encouragement, inspiration, maybe I didn't give him a fair chance, but you know, when he does pipe up, and today is not the first, if I remember accurately, that's the pattern of his behavior. He's one who's drifted over from the cult, from the mindset of worship Paul. Paul can do no wrong. I'm tired of hearing that bullshit. Paul, thoughts?
Paul in check a little bit if you want, but Max, I mean, compared to what Chalk Body and Toilet Bowl did, he didn't derail anything. I am a little bit, so I'll digress.
Well, I can tell you, Jack, Max is trying to express, you know, what he sees and what he's been seeing for the past probably 3 or 4 months. I don't know if you know.
Criticism is what I saw. I'm sorry to interrupt. Unhelpful criticism is what I saw him offering. Now, am I wrong? Was there something beneficial I should receive from his words, his assumptions?
Well,
no,
give you a quick
there was not.
Well, I got to wrap up here because I got something else I want to get to, but I wanted to end on a positive note with you for the night, Jack.
I'd love that.
Okay, so I never got to Wes Watson. Would you like to do Wes Watson video with me?
No.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Well, I'll watch it alone then, I guess.
Fair enough. Wes Watson is your thing. I reached out to him. I'm going to try and see if I can find a way to have a conversation with him, and who knows where that will lead. And actually, it's perfect because next week I'm entering into a new community for coaches. I don't know, not to promote, but a couple of YouTube guys, Victor Otto, Aaron Dotry. They're doing some coaching to help businesses in the realm of consciousness and spirituality rise. So in the coaching field, I thought, why not? I'm already moving in the direction of getting coaches for myself again. And Wes Watson, dude, he'd be an incredible coach to have. Why not?
Just give him that 10 grand he wants, and he's your coach tomorrow.
Find out what he charges, and we'll discuss. I mean, I don't have a problem investing in myself, especially if it would open doors and connections to greater things. Fuck yeah.
Well, that's
So,
why
I give away my ideas, but there you go.
That's why I wanted to start appealing to that community more, and I wanted to get some kind of inspiration going and some common bond, but apparently we can't do that.
Well, you know, Paul, there's so many ways we could work together. You keep yourself at such a safe distance to make sure you don't get betrayed. But, you know, the difficulties in our communication, I think they're holding us back, Paul.
Well, I just asked you, let's do a screen share and go to Wes Watson, and you can't even, experience that. So,
yeah, it's not what I'm feeling. I mean, you're welcome to go do what you want to do, complete your stream where you do. I mean,
right,
it's Friday night. Well, actually, you know what? Here, Paul, since you won't allow private conversations, what the hell? I've been trying to find a way to work with you. Your production and timing, your talents are fucking amazing. But the thing is here's where I would love. If we can find a way to work together, you could take some of your mind off participating in the conversation or participating in the broadcasting. Help me figure out your methods, timing. Tell me what you want to do. We can work together, man, and put something pretty damn cool together.
And that's the thing is it's part of my amazing personality. Okay. I didn't want to say it that way, but it just is, right? You can't teach somebody comedic timing and presentment and really honorability.
Enough
and good
association.
character. It's just kind of, you got to make that yourself and learn to do that and be that. I can't really teach that. Right.
Well, I've got the good character. I've got the work ethic, even though your opinions may not align.
Yeah, I'm saying that, but I'm open to it.
Well, see, this is where it would take some trust.
Can I make a suggestion, Jack? Can I make a suggestion? Polly, would you be willing to make Jack a better version of himself rather than another version of you?
Ooh, beautiful.
Yeah, if I thought that was possible, and that's what I thought.
It might take a chisel, a hammer. It might take some fucking blowtorches.
Might take another 6 months, right?
Take 3. It might take 3. He's willing to go to boot camp.
Dude, the best listen, there is no best version of Jack. There's so many things. Okay, it's like a piñata. You string them up, you hit them a little bit. So many things pop out. There's sweet things, there's sour things, there's gooey things, hard things. Okay. So I can't even begin to, like, it's about focus, like it is everywhere in life. Sometimes we focus on the spiritual, like we do over at my shack, right? My holding tank. We do spiritual faith, right? Consciousness and awareness. And sometimes we do complete puerile insanity. So, you know, it's just really about enjoying the creation as a whole, like respecting the creation as a whole, honoring the creation as a whole, and then day to day in life, choosing who and what you want to be, and then coming on here and choosing what aspect of self you want to go into with the presentment. So, you know,
Well,
if you were to bring up the skid mark video right now and play it, it would take all the power away from it. Okay, it'd be a bonding experience of laughing and
actually, right. It would actually be pointless and a complete waste of our time. And then on the alternative, if people
never
did
gonna get
work
it,
with
Paul.
me to open up some doors to greater places, doors of communication to other people.
Why don't you assume that's just going to happen and keep rolling with this and never ask for it again? Honestly,
that's what
Because
I
if you-
try to do. I just say,
Fuck.
hey, we're gonna get somewhere.
Listen,
Let's just play with all
right.
of it.
Be organic with this, because if you're begging for something to happen, trust me, you're waiting for a door to open and you're going to close every
No.
other door because of it.
Scott, don't assume that, please. Because I'm not asking.
I've seen it.
I'm stating a frigging fact. You don't have to react.
Bullshit,
Actually,
it's
here
his
we go.
opinion.
That was a reaction to the truth. Okay? Because I'm stating a fact.
What
Yes,
delusion?
we could do this to change the reputation and drift and, you know, devalue the disrespect that was offered to me. I
By the
could
way, the
go
haircut looks nice,
direction
brother.
and take charge of it. Or, as I've been saying, if we find ways for me to succeed, that shit will drift away in the past and it will not be anything that people even worry about. Because you're right, Paul, in my life, when you hit me, you swing at me, there's a lot of stuff that comes out. My life is crazy and I'm an open book. So
The point is,
I'm
it's
as
the same experience from Ground Zero inside of Talcott Command Center. It's the same experience. We're under attack right now, like we all have. We're in our command center. We're under attack. Margot Davey, me putting up the skid mark video, whatever. We're under attack. If we can free ourselves from that space, hey, we're under attack. It doesn't matter. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. And furthermore, this is just talking on a metaverse. We've already said it all and done it all. It doesn't matter. Wherever it's going to go is where it's meant to go. Just take the power right out by surrendering. That's what I do every day. Take the power right out of it. Because you see what they do to us, Talcott. Oh, you're in front of the fireplace. Oh, you got this kind of voice, whatever. Oh, Paulie's a fat heroin hamster in a trailer. They're always going to try to keep you where they're at with what they think will affect you. If we let it affect us, we'll live the way they live. We're going to go beyond how they live by taking the power right out of those situations, by owning who and what we are and surrendering the rest. They can't do nothing to us. They've already shown us that. Threw you out of 3 jobs, condemn you, call you this, call you that, put you on record, whatever. How has it affected you day to day?
Right.
Seriously,
Well,
other than in your mind and feeling, how has it affected you? Get up every day.
it's wasted my time. It's wasted my time and it's created interruptions into what I do hope to grow. You know, because now I got to be interrupted instead of the focus on, you know, important shit, maybe success or
Can you
change.
learn to accept that? You don't think when I'm on my broadcast?
Paul, I accept every day. I've accepted what's happened. I don't think you've accepted what is happening. And what is happening, Paul? God has brought us together with some incredible opportunities. If we'd stop friggin' fighting, we could discuss some of the things that they're right here. We've got success right here. I just can't reach it yet. I'm asking for some help from Paul.
And I'm telling you,
anyone
I'm
who's
giving
willing.
you the key. These people come to me and they go, just teach me timing and this and that. And they go, okay, here's the key to all of it. Surrender to the moment and whatever it brings. If it brings skid mark, surrender to the moment and whatever it brings. If it brings Talcott at the UN, surrender to the moment and whatever it brings. If it's ending legal secrets and the wars, whatever it brings. We are not controllers of this realm in this universe. I don't always exemplify this, but I know it's something we need to work on and practice. If not, then the moment will control your inner space, because you'll be hoping for this, wanting for that, having expectations for this, and that's creating your own suffering.
How about this? Let me address this comment real quick. TBE, you are still backstage. What the F am I doing here? Again, your questions are going to have to be answered by yourself. Please forgive me. I should have made it more clear that at this point, yeah, I'm not bringing you back. Glock body outline, you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tommy, even you too, brother. We'll catch up another time. Okay.
Yeah, it's not medication hour yet, so you folks can go lay back on your bunk.
Well, it's not necessarily that. I mean, actually, I kind of do want to bring Tommy up. I love that guy, but I don't want you two to just turn into this.
Yeah, I got to get out of here anyway. I'm getting out of here. You go on with your things,
right.
Talcott. I love you, but, you know, I'm going to do things from time to time to shake everybody up. If you get caught in that mix, you got to look at that. I'm not going to stop doing that. If you love me less for that, well, then you don't really love me, and you don't know who and what I am and what I'm about ultimately.
Paul, let's really throw him a twist. I'm telling you, let you and I talk. We'll shake things up like nobody's fucking expecting.
We talk
in
every
a good
day.
way.
We've talked for
I mean where Paul listens rather than teaches.
I listen.
I love
very
you, brother.
well.
Have a good night.
I listen very well. I'm very present and aware. I have clarity, and
Speaking, speaking of
with it.
listening, fellas, I'd like to say a few things about the broadcast today. Damn, Jack, it was nice to see you taking charge, throwing people like Toilet Boy Earth or whatever his name is, you know, out. He was a detractor from your show, and dude, I just commend you. You've been doing great solo. I think you rock it solo.
Can you comment on what he should do with the whole skid gate? Because you were the
where I'd rather take the conversation is this question that I've withheld. I would love, Paul, to trust you with access to my StreamYard so that we could work together and co-create some shit. But after what Moose pulled, man.
For you to try to equate me with the moose creature is laughable in any area of life, but okay, I'll accept it.
And that was a bit, Talcott. I told you after it was done that it would never happen again. It never did.
Well, that's something Paul would say too.
Surrender to the moment and whatever it brings. We were practicing that day too. Surrender to the moment and whatever it brings. We're here back again. Nothing.
You guys were practicing that.
It was his birthday, and I was in my imagination, brother.
Yeah, we were practicing that for you, with you.
No, you were imposing that lesson upon me, and I've been prepared. I've been learning how to surrender and re-strategize.
Right. That's part of the problem too, Talcott. To avoid yourself investing in the wrong people, places, and things, you have to start discerning better. You know what your time, energy, attention should go on. So that might even mean that might look like throwing me out and giving me this. Sometimes I don't know. I can't be the arbiter of that for you.
Good night, Paul.
All right.
Love you, brother.
See you later, Jack.
Anyways, you're kicking ass, Jack. So I'm gonna let you do it.
Thank you, Moose. Hey.
All right, I'm out of here, folks. Go ahead, quick. I stayed half of an hour, 40 minutes longer than I was supposed to, and I desperately wanted him to get that skid mark video up on a share screen so I could push his buttons again. But he didn't even need that.
And that was a perfect example of what we should be doing. When I went up on Truther Cop's channel and they started that love to God thing, what did I do? I threw it right back at him, and I used love to God on my thing now. You know, why not just overcome it, Jack? Because he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to admit he does the same thing as everybody else. I probably have skid marks in my motherfucking underwear right now.
Oh, man. I don't doubt that. The man's in his second childhood. He's probably wearing Depends.
Well, that depends.
Hey, going to the UN, some scary shit, folks.
Well, yeah. I mean, the bottom line is, you know, you try to take power over these situations by not giving your power away to them. You know, they call me the white gorilla, this, that, and the third. So we practice that here. We do a little bit of razzing. You know, again, the wizard's old, or older than me, and he can't change that. But what he knows, like I know, and he don't even have to say it. See how he's better than you slaves? He don't outshine the master here ever. The master here on my broadcast, right? He don't ever go to saying, listen, boy, when I was your age, I'd have fucking whooped on you and I would have been in way better shape and whatever. He's showing pictures of himself. So, like, you know, when he was my age, he's probably in way better shape. So we could talk about age. He can't change that. But, you know,
wait a second, dude.
I could change and I don't. And, you know, we could play the ego game. He didn't even do that. Because he goes, whatever, I'm old. Don't give a fuck. I'm here.
Wait till people see me next year after I put on another 50 pounds and done some fucking calisthenics and stuff. Yeah, then you're going to see a 58-year-old man that looks twice as good as your 25-year-old ass with fucking skinny ass arms, or your fat 35-year-old ass that sits around at a fucking desk all day. You know, I'm kind of liking the push-ups, you know. Another thing is that when we get into this stuff, we've got to realize it's our experiences that bring us the wisdom. It's not sitting on your ass doing the research, because I can do the research all day long, but if I'm not fucking partaking in this system and doing what I'm researching and doing the abatements on the envelopes and constructing my notices privately and making them negotiable instruments so they can clearly see what I'm negotiating, then I'm not going to be worth a fuck. And that's the difference. When we get up on these platforms and we start talking about our experience, that's the wisdom you're supposed to be taking note of. If we're up here just stating facts, as Jack says, he takes his information as facts while everybody else is opinions. That's because his facts based on his experiences are sitting in that chair and they have no wisdom about them. None. You can reiterate the facts all day long, just like I do as they regard to those codes and stuff. But the facts ain't what's pertinent. It's the truth of the matter, and that is whether you are subject to those words or not. Period. Jack wants to sit there and profess that he knows all this and that, and people just need to have faith in him. That's the wrong place to be putting your faith and trust. The scripture itself tells us, trust no man. Why would you want to sit there and tell you these are facts and convince other people as if though they validate you?
Then turn around and project that I'm doing a cult and I'm a cult leader when I never tell people really to trust me. I go, I'm not. They don't even, then they go, they ask questions, he asks questions. They all do this. Jack's an extreme example. They go, how do we convince everyone else? I go, stop right there. Do I seem like someone who's coming from a position of trying to convince the whole to be something they're not? I could do it way better if that was my angle. Are you kidding? Like, you think I'm as inept, you know, as you? If I put the hair in style and I did the right thing and did it all in place, I could be way better. But I choose not to, right? I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. If folks come up and want to go somewhere with me and think that I could even take them there, I might show them something and give them another perspective. But I'm not going to come on here with the weight of the world on my shoulders and live a life of saving the world from themselves. I let Zachary Hubbard and all the non-doers who talk do all that, because it ain't no real way to live. They don't really even mean that shit. They go to buying second and third houses, pimping on you and laughing, counting numbers and taking sports bets, right? They ain't even really living like that. So I was living like that at once, where I thought I had to save the world from itself and was so focused on it that I was like Talcott and worse, not leaving the house, shooting up dope and not having no purpose and meaning and no understanding and no values and ability to communicate in a fashion that was desirable. So, you know, you just got to, as time goes on, learn more and more about yourself and where you need to be and what you need to be doing. And then you'll see it all come together, as they all say. Come together. We all need to come together. No, when you start doing what you need to do inside yourself and then outside, it'll come together for you. And then you can share that with other people who've been through that process. All right, final words. I got to get the hell out of here. I want to talk to you more, but I have another commitment. Or I wouldn't cut it short. I'd continue on and turn it over and create more insanity, or not create it, allow it to express.
Final words then. As you all witnessed, Jack did not allow me up on his panel, so Jack is not interested in the UN resolutions that we brought forth and touted in his wisdom. So I guess we're going to have to put this on our own. And while we're reminded of that, remember, Jack is the one that says you got to come to the table with peace, right? So when I came to the table and he didn't want to have peace, he's the one that blocked me and wouldn't even let me up.
No, he was saying peace, like deuces, like peace out.
That's a peaceful man, right? One that refuses to negotiate. Yeah. Have a good day, everybody. Remember, I love you, but I don't give a fuck whether you love me back or not. Neither does the UN.
It's a very angry man right there who just left you. Just want you to take that.
I'll fucking jump out here. I'll just say this: if Jack thinks he's gonna fucking hook up with Wes, you get some kind of shit going on with Wes, I'll tell you this right now. Jack would actually have to do something and put out, and Wes would have to see it over time. Like, I'm talking big shit, and so it'll never fucking. In my head, because I'm fat right now, I saw some guys that haven't seen me since the fall. They're like, "Holy fuck, hard hat, your belly's getting bigger." So I'm like, I've almost thought of, you know what, I should join up to Wes's shit. I can get my shit back into shape. I'm knowledgeable about that stuff anyway. So I thought about doing it, but I don't know if he's got a gimmick. I've never clicked on his shit, even though Paul's done his stuff. You know, I've never clicked on it since when I first saw him years ago. But anyway, all I'm gonna say is for Wes to do something with Jack, not a fucking chance. I thought maybe if I could whip into shape, I can maybe get him here. But Jack's a fucking dreamer, man. He ain't doing fuck all. But anyway, great stream. I love you, Paul. Fucking enjoy yourself tonight, whatever is going on. Nubs, great to see you too, bro. I love everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Hardhat. We love you as well.
Peace out. So a lesson in humility and a lesson in discipline. I fucked up a retaining wall yesterday. What I mean by that is I built a retaining wall in the wrong fucking spot. Because I didn't measure. I didn't give it proper instructions, didn't give it planning, didn't do any of that. I just arbitrarily built it. Heavy ass fucking retaining wall block, Chilton stone to be exact, anywhere from 80 pounds to 150 each. Heavy ass fucking work. And today I ripped it down and I rebuilt it from the entirety. And I learned to measure, because when you don't measure, you look like a fucking fool.
Measure twice, cut once. That's a rule on a construction site. Now get out of here, you dummy.
Oh, and the cult thing, that was because there was fucking Kool-Aid and cookies in the back room because you had etiquette. And they all thought it was the Hail Bop thing, but it was just etiquette.
Yeah, somebody left those there, so I just put them out. I don't actually know. Yeah, I didn't. Oh, okay. So you brought the Kool-Aid and cookies and left it out there, and then I put it out and pretended like I did it, and you called me out on it. Yeah, okay. I see how it works. You got me again. The guy was right. Animal instincts. I walk right into every trap.
But there was no cyanide or anything in that. We were all good. It wasn't cult cookies and it was not cult Kool-Aid. Yet. I'll catch you later. Have fun.
All right, we'll see you later, Nubs person. All right, folks. Thank you for being here. Another one in the books. Another life simulation. Another asylum cast. Rikers Island holding tank, some might say. Get some rest, get some sustenance, whatever you need. We'll be back tomorrow to do it all over again. Back like we never left, because we haven't. 7 days a week, 365, as much as I can take it without going completely out of my mind. No, Nubs person, why are you back? I see you in the back. You're not back. I don't know. It's not happening. I'll see you later. I'm right. No. You all do this. This is what you'll do. You'll come down to build me a house and then never leave. And I'll go, hey, you said you were coming here to build a house and now you won't leave.
No, I just had a quick question on a private note. So like, end your shit, and then I just have a quick question.
No, now, right now. I want it right now.
No, you don't want this one right now in public.
Oh my God.
It's about things that, never mind. It's a private question.
All right. I'll end and I'll let you broach this subject. So get back there. I'm still throwing in the back. I don't want to look at you while I do my final words. This is me and the people. Okay, it's me and them right now. It's not about us. It's me and them. So yeah, another one of the books. Get the hell out of here. I'm done. Nubs person has more things he has to ask me about, and I got to get back there and address this. So get back to your life, folks. Go see these other beta boys and help them out. Make them some Campbell's soup or something. Send a case of that. Since I said the name, I want them to send a case. I'm going to leave it in the back room. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Much love.